Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's your boy Trey, my man Bishop, and you know who we are. You know what's up. First formation, sports talk, morning sports talk. Hey, I'm feeling a little I'm kind of lit right now, so excuse me if I sing the other stumble mumble over a couple of words. Bishop, what's going on, bro? How you doing this morning?
Hey man, I'm doing good, man. It's Friday, Frat Friday, as you can see in my background, man. Shouts out to Psi Military Fraternity Incorporated. Y'all know what it is, man. Let go. Hey, it's WGO. What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing on this Friday? The weekend is upon us, and guess what? It is another weekend of NFL football starting off tomorrow. So it's an exciting weekend because we got some good games coming up, and not only that, Trey. Y'all get to hear our take on who's going to win this weekend. I said it here first.
That's
Make
gonna
sure y'all
be
jot it
me.
down that I am going to take over the lead from Trey. Just know that. What's going on, Erica? What's up, little bruh? I see you. Falling. You already know.
Yes. So of course, say we're greatly appreciate being here this morning. We should have Ron that join us. Don't run, Ron. You
Don't
gotta face.
you
You
run
gotta face.
from
You gotta
me.
face. You gotta get on this carpet, man. 2-4 last week. Correction, 3-3. It's 500. You ain't losing yet. You know what I'm saying? You ain't top tier, but you ain't losing. So hey,
What up,
let's
Taylor?
get it. What's going on, Strack? How you doing, fam?
What's up?
So
What's up from Italy? I like it.
okay. That used to be my old soldier, man.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's
Yeah,
up,
I
man.
left. He was
Mad
as
love.
he was coming in. As I was leaving Fort Hood, he was coming in. So,
Okay.
uh, of course, we a good amount of topics that we have for y'all tomorrow. Always inside. So, if anything, if you have a comment or have a thought, as y'all always do, hit the line, post a comment, and please engage. Of course, like we usually do. What's hot? We start off in the NFL for always. Bishop, did you know, or did you realize, or did you hear the news about Jim Harbaugh and John, or is it Jim John? Which one is in Michigan?
Man, I'll be
What's
forgetting.
going on, Key? What's going on, Key? Good
What
morning.
up,
Good
Key?
morning.
What up, Key? I'll be forgetting which one is which, man, to be honest with you.
Well, I
One
think
of
it
the
is.
one of the Harbaugh brothers, put it like that.
Yeah, we'll go with that. I know someone
Yeah.
in the comment is going. I appreciate it, Key. I was actually I thought Dante was going to be
I was
the.
about to say Jim myself. I was just
Yeah,
about to say
yeah.
Jim before she put it in there.
So I had it right. Had it right. Say stay with your first. Always go with your first mind. So
Yeah.
Jim Harbaugh, of course, Jim Harbaugh. He is. He's been having. He already has some extensions and deals on the table from Michigan to stay in Michigan. But do you know? It has been reported. ESPN, Bleacher Report, all sports media. If you follow, it has been reported that if he was offered the Las Vegas Raiders job, he would take it.
He said that?
Yes, that's what the rhetoric is. Of course, we don't know. It can be like the same thing where how Lincoln Riley said, "I'm not going to LSU," and next you know he's donning that Cardinal in gold,
Sorry for him.
represented victory
Sorry,
all day, every
sorry
day.
for him.
USC stand up. It's our
Sorry for him.
year, 2022, 2023, and beyond.
Don't do yourself like that. Don't get yourself hyped up like that, bro.
Yeah.
JD, what's going on, JDT?
What's going
Appreciate
on,
you.
JD? Appreciate you showing up, fam.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Feel like that would be disrespectful to in turn all that shit he had to fight through. Hey.
But yes, of course, what I'm saying. So what? So in that vein, what do you feel as to basically say if he's offered? It's like besides the interim coach that they have, what's it, Big Shaw?
Yeah. Some Coach B. I remember I call him Coach B.
Okay, both Coach B, we can
Yeah.
do that. Besides, wait. Here we
Is he
go.
here?
Is
Is he
he
here?
here? He
Is he here?
showed up. He's not running
Let's
from it.
go.
He's not running from
Don't
it.
you
Everybody, y'all know
run
our
from
man
me.
Ron Lowe. What's good, fam?
Ron Lowe.
Hey,
Look at him. He got his
fellas.
Michigan stuff on.
Look,
Look at him.
he tried to set the tone to lead the keep Harbaugh movement.
Absolutely.
What's going on, Ron? How you doing this
Hey,
morning, man, on this
fellas.
Friday?
Doing incredible. I love this energy.
Yeah, you
Good
know how we
morning,
do. Sarah,
Sarah.
what's up?
Appreciate you showing up. Yes, ma'am. So, Ron, of course, matter of fact, we'll give you the floor first.
Oh,
We'll give,
man.
we was just talking about your man and
Jimmy.
the simple fact that he might end up back in the NFL representing that silver and black, man. What you got to say about that?
It is a very, very sexy story. Jim Harbaugh to the Oakland Raiders. But I don't want to see him leave
Is it
home.
bittersweet? Bittersweet?
It is bittersweet.
Good morning, V Mac. Good morning.
What's going on, V?
I feel like he's at the king. He's the king of the castle at the Big Ten right now. I feel like he got so much good recruitment going on. He's pretty much taken over. I don't want to see him leave that. I don't know why he would, unless the Raiders is writing that $100 million check. I wouldn't.
That could be possible.
Turn down that money.
That could be possible.
So Ron, tell me, because it sounds like in Bishop, you might have caught that too. So all you got to do is beat Ohio State to be Big Ten royalty. That's what I'm hearing.
Oh yeah. That's why I'm wearing this today. I'm wearing this all year.
I honestly believe that's what, because we all know Jim wanted to get back in the NFL. You know, once he got fired from San Francisco, he had been wanting to get back in the NFL. So I think a lot of owners and a lot of general managers and all of them was kind of trying to see, well, we ain't finna bring him back in the NFL if he can't beat Ohio State. So let's just wait. If he beat Ohio State, then he can be considered a candidate. And this year he just beat Ohio State. Then now everybody's like, oh, look at old Jimmy over there in Michigan. Oh, maybe it's time to bring him back. It's time to bring him back. So
like making the Super Bowl with San Francisco.
So what I will say about Jim, of course, when he was in the NFL, he represented whom other than them San Francisco 49ers. You know what I'm saying? It was there 3 or 4 years. In them 3 years, potentially we could have been and we was in the conference championship 3 of the 4 years in which he was there, and possibly could have been in the Super Bowl. So he did work while he was coaching. But of course he had a different amount of personnel. Do you think if he was to go to the Oakland Raiders that he will be
calling it Oakland? Ain't it the
I'll be correct. Raiders? I'm sorry, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Los Alamitos.
Trying to keep him in California, just like a Californian, trying to keep him in California. Stop it, man. They
knows how to party. California. So in the city, but but do you think they would be more effective of a team with Harbaugh being there? Would he be more successful with the Las Vegas Raiders than he was with the San Francisco 49ers with Carr and Jacobs and whomever, Renfro?
1000% AFC Championship game. Put it on the schedule 2 to 3 years, maybe. But Jim Harbaugh's a winner. Where he goes, he wins. The only bad part is he burns the organization out. You can't deal with the Harbaugh treatment for longer than 5 years. Usually owners are like, okay, yeah, it's time for you to go, buddy. So that could be why he's getting ready to leave Michigan too. They tired of him, but they like that kind of charisma in college football.
I forever don't. I'm good with him being in Michigan. You know what I'm saying? Because let him continue to build a brand. Let him become the new Nick Saban of college football.
That won't happen. Stop it. Don't you do that. Don't you disrespect Nick
Saban. You're right, because that's what it belongs to.
Do that.
That's about to belong to Lincoln Riley. That's why. You're right, Bishop. You're exactly right.
That sounds even more ridiculous.
Where was my head at? Where was my head at? Believe me, y'all heard it here first.
The Big Ten will make it before the Pac-12. Believe that.
Y'all heard it here first. Friday, January 21st, 2022. Myself, Trevion Amir, EB Savvy, whatever you want to call me, said it here first. Lincoln Riley and USC are going to be dominant for the rest of this decade.
He will not. Make sure you jot this down that I rebutted and said he will not take USC to no national championship. He will not.
Yes. So, of course, in more news, when we talk about the head coaching, that's how we left. That's starting to be the hot topic. Eric Bieniemy do you guys think is a little blasphemous or so ill-conceived that he only has got one request for an interview, and that is with the Denver Broncos?
Go ahead, Ron.
It's disappointing. That's lost for words. Only one interview with the Broncos.
Okay, Dante. Okay.
Pop Warner.
I like it. That's my little bro. Speak on that part.
It makes me think about the NFL's process with the Rooney Rule, with the issue of black head coaches around the league, and we've been waiting on Eric Bieniemy to be next up for years now, and to hear there's only one offer really knocking at his door is mind blowing.
Facts.
But so with that, do you think, even though that is the only offer, what do you think of the offer to potentially coach the Denver Broncos if he was selected? Would you think, is that a sexier, as we say, or Ron, saying everyone has a tag word, Bishop has, however, Ron's one is sexy, add, insert comment. Is that a sexy job, so to speak, with with Judy and the rest, Melvin Gordon, so
Teddy Bridgewater.
Currently,
I feel like wherever he goes, as long as he's got a decent product, he's gonna put together some fireworks. He's shown that he's great at what he does, and he's gonna be able to take the Andy Reid tutelage right onto his next organization. It's not going to be like having Mahomes, but he's going to be able to put together a great product on that field, and great leadership and discipline. I wanted to see him in so many other places, though, like a Jacksonville, number one, maybe a New York, but Denver, it's not that bad of a gig. I don't know why he would stay in division though. That would be funny.
He probably wants to. He probably got some underlying issues there. He's like, you know what? I want to be the one to do this to you. I'm your cap. You see me? I'm your captain now.
It's always about the coach versus the student.
Yeah,
you know
that. Sexy, that's the storyline right there. I like that part.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. So, of course, in New York, as we know, they fired their head coach and their GM. Currently, they're possibly looking at interviewing Mr. Flores, Ryan Flores, as well as Dan Quinn for the head coaching position in New York. Do you think any of those two coaching candidates would be the best suited for the New York Giants?
Brian Flores might be a good candidate, actually, for that position out in New York. I like Eric, and to be honest, and just to tag back on the Eric Bieniemy, I like Eric Bieniemy going to Denver. I think that'll be a good fit for him. I do.
Okay, why is that?
Because I feel like him going out there with Teddy Bridgewater,
Teddy Two Gloves.
Yeah, and being able, to try and tutor kind of like Teddy and take, like Ron said, Andy Reid's expertise that he got from Andy, and going over there and trying to make something happen in Denver. I think that's a good thing for him, man. I really do. I can see that. I really can see him going over there and making things happen for Denver. As far as Ryan Flores, New York is in a rebuilding stage, in my opinion. They have the quarterback. What is it? What is his name?
Jones.
Matt Jones, and then of course if whatchamacallit can get.
No, not Matt Jones. Isn't Matt Jones?
No, Matt Jones is in New England, right?
No,
it's not
Mac Jones is in New England.
Mac, yeah.
They got New York got Danny Dimes.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Take off the D.
Yeah.
And then they got what's his name in the backfield? Saquon Barkley. Yeah. So I think Brian Flores can go out there and make things happen with Saquon and stuff like that. But they don't. I don't think they have a premier receiver out there, and so they definitely gonna need to pick up something probably in the draft to help them on the wide receiver position. out there in New York. But I could see Flores going out there and making things happen. I really do. And was the other head coach that's being interviewed? What's his name?
Dan Quinn.
Dan Quinn. That's it. Dan
So y'all
Quinn.
think
One of them.
you don't think Galladay? You don't think Galladay is a top receiver?
Not yet. Not yet. He's working on it, but he's not there yet. He's not a like if someone else was to come in, he probably so Galladay, I would say he's probably a number one right now, but it's not a solidified number one in my opinion.
Because no one's pushing him.
Right, no one's pushing him. He has nobody helping him and making him be a force to be reckoned with because there's no one behind him to give him any competition. So I feel like they need something like that in New York to be considered for him to be considered a number one, or will he slide down and be a two? So that is the question. Danny Dimes is out there, like I said, Saquon. When he's healthy, that boy's a beast. Brian Flores, Dan Quinn. I think either one of them could go out there and make a difference out of New York. But right now, New York is at a point where they need to rebuild. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying, little bro. He would have to fight for a spot. Yep.
Okay. So another interview which caught me completely off guard. I didn't see this coming, but it's just a thing in which we see the as people finish playing their playing careers, they feel that they have the chops and they have what it takes to throw their name in the ring to coach, whether it be a coordinator's position, a position coach position. But this one is like going straight for the jugular, in my opinion. Josh McCown is interviewing for the Texans head coaching position. What do we say about this? Both y'all was like synchronized head shaking. Like both of y'all disagree with that. No, there's no opportunity. Like, does this bring up the fact that you sit up and think about like McCown? If he gets this position, it basically solidifies the argument in which has been made here and across any type of sports social media about the disparity when it comes to hiring individuals that are probably very qualified, highly qualified, but they don't get opportunity.
Yes. That's definitely what it is. Josh McCown in Texans? No. I don't think he's there yet. In my opinion. I think he needs to maybe offensive coordinator somewhere.
Not even that. Quarterback coach.
Yeah, I was about to say that next, or quarterback coach. But a head coaching position, nah.
That just shows you that there is a good old boys club.
Nah.
So I continue to hear the good old boy club and and then I think we spoke about yesterday. I know Ron wasn't on yesterday, so we can talk about this. Continue to speak about this, and from how I see it and when I look at it, it's not the NFL that is making these decisions. It's the owners are for their respective organizations that are at the forefront of this. So, Ron, I ask you, should this be a situation in which the NFL should be pushing the line and stepping in and drawing a line and saying to make a point to encourage do more of encouraging these owners to be a little more selective or have a better process when it comes to hiring of people, executives in their front offices and for the organization?
I feel like at the end of the day, billionaires are going to do what billionaires want to do. We've seen what happened with the Rooney Rule. It's like, okay, that's cool. Nice new order that we have to follow through on, and it's turned into a mess.
Loopholes.
Yeah. At the end of the day, they're the power. Jerry Jones said it. Got to keep the plantation under control, the prison,
the warden.
So yeah.
So just y'all wait. Ron Bishop, y'all should be getting a call for a coaching interview soon.
I'm waiting. My phone is right here in front of me. I'm waiting.
You gonna go to it too, like you deserve to be there?
Yeah, man. Why not? Y'all looking at Josh, but look at me too.
Exactly.
Yeah, the plantation, man.
Please
y'all know, you know what it is, Vanessa, man.
Don't get her started.
Y'all know what it is.
Don't get her started.
Y'all know what it is, man.
So, in that aspect, of course, like we talk about GMs and GMs and coaches. Okay. Well, let's go back to that. Ron, Vanessa would like to hear your point of view when you talk about the plantation.
They are the entertainment, and when Jerry Jones comes out and says, "I got to keep the prisoners in the asylum under control," that's all you need to know about the mindset of how they're looked at.
Facts.
I mean, we got to just watch all of these sports leagues pretty much go through hell through a pandemic just to continue to make the dollar and be the entertainment for everybody. And it's at the end of the day, it's the hard truth of the world. But hey, the power of the dollar, the billionaires run the league. Roger Goodell is the puppet, their boss. But at the end of the day,
he's hired, but technically
he's hired. He's hired. So he doesn't really have any control. But ain't no shame to their game because they put out an incredible product at the end of the day, and that's what we're here talking about, the NFL and all these leagues. So,
and got millions watching, millions, if not more.
It goes both ways, but we talk about concussion protocol, player safety, things that's happened in the league. It's grown a lot better, but no. And when you think about the fact of the NFL taking care of their people, the players and whatnot, I think of players like Junior Seau that comes to my head, and just the horror stories we've heard over the years. And it's just the NFL just now started taking care of their players within the past decade, and this is an organization that's been around for almost a century.
Right. So not to go too far off topic, because we have 4 or 5 major sports organizations. Who do you think is at the forefront of that when you talk about our sports organizations? Who do y'all guys think is like who leads the way in taking care of their respective organization?
You mean of their league, or are you talking about you talking about
the
coaches or owners? I mean, you talking about owners or
the league across the board, like the commissioners.
Oh, Roger Goodell.
You think of Goodell?
Mm-hmm.
No,
even more than Adam Silver.
Yeah, I'm going with Silver.
You think Adam Silver?
Man, Adam Silver do work, bro.
The NBA is centuries ahead of the NFL.
In regards to
MLB.
In regards to what though?
I would say moving their organization along. I know, of course, they're having trouble trying to promote the WNBA and stuff like that. But like moving, like of course, across the board. Think about appreciate Dante. Talk to him, let him know. You know what I'm saying? Y'all came from the same womb. Like
they allow more individual freedoms. In what way though? I'm hearing everybody saying that, but in what way? I heard you comment, but in what way?
They took over the league. I think it started with Michael Jordan with the player control, but that's not a league that's ran and decided by the billionaires and the commissioner. It is, but I'll say it's more 50-50. They're on the same page. They let the players like LeBron James, Chris Paul run the players union, and they actually make decisions and calls.
But didn't they just have a lockout not too long ago because of that?
Yeah,
a few years ago,
right?
Well, of course, that's one of the topics, of course, for the MLB because that's scary. But the lockout. Usually, the lockouts are conducive to the trying to get the CBA right, in which, like you say, in that part, the the league sits in the middle of that because it's basically between the owners and the players. And the league sits there and tries to figure out trying to help them to get along to what's the best perspective for both. In which, like, of course, in the MLB right now, they're currently in a lockout, and their spring season and
starting more lockouts than anybody.
Yeah, is in the process of being in jeopardy.
I think lockouts are good. They show that the players
it's like a protest.
Yeah. I mean, I totally agree, but the reason why I say, and the reason why they're able, I kind of understand where y'all coming from with the NBA in regards to how they're leading, but the difference is because the reason why the NFL don't have it or not leading is because of the fact that a lot of the commissioner or the players are more concerned about CTE, excuse me, and excuse me, the concussions and stuff like that, and they feel like the NFL, the owner, Roger Goodell, is not in concerns about the concussions and taking care of their players once they leave and retire from the NFL and stuff like that. But you can't compare that to the NBA because NBAs don't get concussions. They don't get the injuries that the NFL get. They have their injuries, but they don't have it to where they have to worry about concussions like that. So I understand where y'all coming from. I get it because the players are more concerned about their mental because of the fact of the hits in which they take and things of that nature. And one of the leading things in the NFL is CTE, and being that we have players who are taking their lives in the NFL because of that, but you don't have that happening in the NBA because they're not getting concussions. They're getting ankles, knees, things like that, elbows, all that stuff, but they're not taking impact hits. And so that's why I think it's a huge difference between the two. I mean, if they was on the same level in regards to if they were having to worry about CTE in the NBA, would the Players Association still have that same impact they have now in the NBA? That's my say about it. That's how I see it.
I agree.
So yeah, we'll leave, like I said, one of the topics probably, if we get to it in time, we'll be talking about the MLB and their lockout and their situation. So we'll definitely get back to that. As I was saying, I was going to ask y'all a question earlier. When it comes GMs, coaches, which comes first? If you were a coach or owner, what do you think is the best system? To hire a GM first, or to hire the coach and make the GM fit the coach if the coach is out there? Bishop, Ron, what do you think? I'd like to know your thoughts on that. What would be your philosophy?
That's hard.
Yeah, it's fun to think about. Of course, most normal minds are gonna be like, I got to get my general manager first. But
yeah,
sometimes if you find the right coach, the right talent, because honestly, the general of it all, the one that's going to be leading the troops, is your coach and somebody who you really want to rely on. If you get the right coach, you can bring him in and then allow him to help you find the right general manager to make the right roster moves and whatnot.
That the same? Is that vice versa though, Ron, in regards to a general manager as well? Getting the right general manager to fit a coach that maybe he has in mind, or maybe has had build a rapport with out there that may be available, and you can say, "Oh yeah, go for this coach." As a general manager, I say go for him because I know his type of coaching style. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you're going to bring your general manager in and trust him to pick the coach, you're going to be trusting him to pick the player. So you honestly would have to be able to make that decision. Okay, I trust you as my general manager, but personally, I think I like the bringing in the coach first.
Because when you think about it, for the most part, that's how it's set up already. When you fire a general manager, they walk in on a coach that's already, for the most part, already in place. And, or, you know what I'm saying? Or, of course, it's vice versa. If you fire the coach and keep the general manager, but the general manager, of course, is at the helm of the team. But in this scenario, or in this thought, you're looking at, if both positions are open at the same time, as we have 3 teams that are in that situation, do I hire a coach first? Do I hire the GM first? Do I wait to see who's best fitted? Like the 49ers did. They hired Lynch and Shanahan at the same time, and basically put them on the same scale and be like, hey, y'all got X amount of years to make this work. Yeah. Coach, GM, you hiring him. You vetted him. You said you're cool with him coming in. And so this is where we go from. But it's interesting. So Bishop, you with the same thing, or are you opposite? You think about
I think I gotta agree with Ron, because when it's all said and done, the coach is the overall person who's trying to ensure that the team and the organization makes it to the big game when it's all said and done. The general manager, of course, is just the overseer and ensuring that the coach is doing his job. So if you pick the right coach, all you need for a general manager is a one who can oversee well and step in and make some key points and consider whether or not that coach, hey man, maybe you should try and do this, or maybe they have to coincide with each other. They got to be like a Batman and Robin. Now the thing is, you got to determine who's Batman and who's Robin. You know what I'm saying? When it's all said and done, somebody got to take that backseat role. So some coaches like to probably have, some coaches, which I would probably say one of the main coaches in the NFL is Bill Belichick, the GOAT, GOAT. He probably has a lot to say who his general manager is, who's overseeing, because of who he is in in what he's done within the organization. You know what I'm saying?
So real quick in the
he's
in
Batman.
The chat.
On that, he's Batman.
In the chat, real quick, it just something came to mind. In the chat, please, those watching, if you will do us a favor, it's all fun. It's all fun. If you had myself, Bishop, and Ron, who would be the owner? Who would be the GM? Who would be the coach? Please, feel free to say whether don't. It's,
I like to hear that. I like to see it. Yeah.
Legalist at all. Just owner,
no bias.
No bias. Owner, coach, GM in the chat as we continue on. You'll say please interact. Let us know so we can talk about that. So of course, like you said, I don't know what my thought. I think it would be the candidates would be for me. Like if I think there's a candidate or the candidates are out there, and I think in this case the best out there in this situation, maybe because it's true enough. Yes, say the GM is supposed to be his job, but if there's a coach out there that I think is worthy of it, like you said, pull the trigger. It's like, hey, coach, this is what we bring in, and then you start to interact with them and be like, okay, so who do you think is out there as a good GM? And of course, you do your due diligence, do your research, and find out like if this individual is or meets the bill, is cutting the mustard, and go from there. So I can understand where you guys are coming from.
Do y'all both agree that Bill Belichick and anybody? I like that, Sarah. I like that.
Thank you, Dante. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I see you, little bro. Okay, I see that. We got different. Everybody's just different. I like that. I like all of them. I like that. All of that. I like all of that. But I mean, like, really, like, do y'all not see as Bill GOAT as the Batman, and anybody that's coming in as general manager is Robin out there in New England?
Like, so in that situation, it would seem like that because he's been entrusted, and I mean his track record. Like let's be honest, who's right? Do y'all know who's the GM for the the New England Patriots?
No, we don't.
I just looked it up.
Yeah,
I thought Bill Belichick made the decisions out there, honestly. But
he thought he was doing a role.
I did too. Yeah, I thought he was doing a role. Yeah, I did too.
Yeah. So it says their general manager is Pat Sullivan, but I'm pretty sure Pat Sullivan has no say in New England.
Bruh, Pat Sullivan is so far in the background. Like that's why nobody know who he is.
It brings back to what we was talking about the other day or yesterday. Like Gruden was hired for 10 years, $100 million. Mm-hmm. And right. Mayock just got fired. So if Gruden was still there, would he have got fired yesterday? Like it brings that to play. Like, you know what I'm saying? How much does a GM really play a part in the situation? Like they're quick. If the coach is already there and the GM is making it work, I wonder how many situations has it been to where the GM was there or the coach was already there in place, or the GM was there, he came in, the coach trash, they ain't doing what he's supposed to do, and the GM gets fired for it, and it's still the same coaches that's there. Like
let me ask you this. You and Ron, Trey and Ron, y'all both coaches. Mm-hmm. Y'all are both coaches for whatever team. How much input would you want the general manager to have over you? And how much of an influence would he have as you being the coach of whatever team?
Me personally, I would want the same respect as if I was the GM, and how I would want to be in line.
So would you want to be micromanaged?
I don't expect I wouldn't want to be micromanaged.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, that don't micromanage me. If I'm not doing my job, then what I'm saying, of course, do what you have to do, and to make things happen. But that's what I would be. I would be now. If I'm going to act accordingly, that might be a different subject. But what I would want is to for him to be able to come to me and talk to me, and me to be able to go and talk to him and be able to kind of make decisions, or me have a large amount of input in those situations, because I have to find a way to coach this individual. Of course, I'm very sure channels are different. You hear things from locker rooms. And if I'm going to go through and do my due diligence, and I'm going to go through and check and do my research, and then I'll get back to you and let you know what's up. Of course, you do what you got to do, because it's different. My job is to get the team to win. Your job is to push the organization forward, and you got to do what you think is best. And it might not be conducive to what it is that you think.
What about you, Ron? How would you feel if you the coach and the general manager is over you? How much say so? Even though he's pretty much over you because he has a higher position, how much influence will he have on you coaching and what you choose to do on and off the field? In regards to players, of course.
Yeah. Personally, I wouldn't want to have my general manager have much control at all. I honestly would want you to be somebody that I lean on when I just want guidance and clarity, but I want to be making my hands is on most of the decisions that get made. I was thinking about, I think you said it earlier, Bishop, when you're talking about Batman versus Robin. And you kind of got to read the situation. Let me throw another loop in there: Batman, Robin, and the Butler. Since we're talking about three positions, and I feel like you got to figure it out in that organization, because there's the Batmans like Bill Belichick. What's my guy in San Antonio? Popovich.
Greg Popovich, absolutely Batman. Yep.
Yeah, and Harbaugh, since we was talking about him, he's definitely a Batman. He wants all control. And you got to know how to, you got to know who you're getting and how they fit. Now we talk about Dallas McCarthy. He's a Robin. That's
all
why
day.
He works there. Because he doesn't have to make Jerry Jones is the Batman. We're drafting CD Lamb. McCarthy. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you got to know who you got and who fits well within the organization.
Great example.
Talk about Flores going to New York. Now, New York needs a Batman. They don't have anything, and I feel like Flores is not really a Batman type of figure. He's going to need infrastructure. I hate him going there because it's like, no, don't send Flores to the dumpster fire so he can be.
It's like the same thing about him going to Houston. Like, I don't think that's like a situation, a bad situation waiting to happen. I'm all for him going to Chicago, or it may be even Minnesota. Minnesota. Or even Denver, possibly. Like those, like to go to New York or go to Houston, like that's bad business in my opinion. Even to go to Vegas, that's a bad business for him, in my opinion.
Okay.
Right. Minnesota, Chicago, and what was the other?
What about Denver? Houston?
All structured. No, that's not a structured, organized franchise. Like those main three already have Batmans. Like Minnesota, Chicago, they know what they're doing. They know what their identity is. They know how the show is going to look. Houston has no idea what they're doing. No idea what. That's why they're out here interviewing quarterbacks who barely was in the NFL.
Yeah.
Even though you don't have to be a great player to be a good coach.
True.
Facts.
So thinking about it, right? So at one point, I owned a minor league. I was a co-owner of a minor league basketball team, right? So I played the role of a GM and an owner. And so thinking about the whole coaching, like at one point I had to be the GM, the owner, and the coach. Like, you know what I'm saying? Shout out entrepreneurs. So it's but to go back to at one point, my partner, she advised me. She is like, maybe you should just go ahead and let someone coach, and you sit back and you know what I'm saying and watch. So I tried. I did the like I talk about, sat back and look at the and watch the coach, and it was, and boy, it was biting at me. I'm talking about there's plenty of times in which I seen things in which I was like, "What the wait? What is going on?" And it's different when you look at it from an aspect of this is my brand, this potentially could be my livelihood, and just to watch it potentially falter when you believe you might have you can bring something to the table. And so that in that essence, like you said, if you're not, like, you don't want to just not give a person an opportunity to be successful, but at the same time, you gotta sit and look and be like, man, like, what's going on here? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's just one of those things where you look at that. So from an owner standpoint, like you said, playing the Batman, Robin, like, okay, if I'm the owner, I'm gonna give a damn what you call me. You can call me the trash man. Like, at the end of the day, man, it is what it is. So I'm saying you gonna respect, because I could dump you. So it's definitely like Vanessa was saying, it isn't easy. You know what I'm saying, to sit there and look about it. Okay, yeah, you know what I'm saying. So you know what I'm saying, like Zach was saying, Jordan felt the way when he took over the Wizards for the first couple of years. So it's just that situation where it's
or
definitely
Magic.
hard.
Remember Magic
when
he was what was he went co-owner? What was he?
We got to think Magic went through all three. He had
all three
levels.
Yeah, he wasn't a coach. He didn't go coach. He never.
Yeah, he was a coach. He coached
for the Lakers.
He coached the Lakers early in his career.
Oh, did he?
Oh no, wait, did he?
No, I didn't think he coached. I thought he was just the general manager and then co-owner. But bought in. I don't remember Magic ever coaching on the sideline. I don't ever remember Magic coaching.
Magic coach. He's horrible.
Yeah. Did he? Okay.
It was a short stint. But you know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things where but he went through all, but Magic, in my opinion, Magic has that mentality where it's like, hey, this ain't working. Hey, I know when it's not working, let me move to the left, move to the right.
Magic is not a Batman. To me, Magic was not a Batman, in my opinion. Y'all think he was a Batman?
No, I think he's shown what he is. He's the owner that needs a Batman, because you look at all his other, like, you can look at him in the Dodgers.
He owns the Dodgers. Like, Magic has half of LA, if not more.
You ain't lying. He really do.
Right, really do. Exactly. That's it right there. The fact that he owns half of LA. Yeah, that's right. He's shown his position when it comes to coaching and being the GM. He has never done that well, and that's because he has that superstar complex, though.
Yeah, and I think that's the same thing.
Magic is Thanos, you know what I'm saying?
Thanos. I think that's the same with Michael Jordan. I think a lot of people had high expectation of Magic. I mean, of Michael Jordan. When you own, you got to be a Batman. I agree, and I think that's what a lot of people had a lot of high expectations of Michael when he took over for the Wizards. But Michael Jordan wasn't a Batman either. He wasn't, because Michael Jordan, he tried to have.
Everything doesn't translate.
It doesn't. Just because you're a great player and the GOAT of a sport doesn't necessarily mean it's going to translate over to ownership, GM, coach, all of that. Like, look, we're looking at it right now. Look at Steve Kerr. He was not a Batman nor Robin nor any, like, he was Ant-Man when he was on the when he was on the Bulls. You know what I'm saying? He was Ant-Man, but look at him now. He's like a Robin over there at in Golden State. You know what I'm saying? It just, like you say, like Trey said it best, it doesn't translate. It doesn't always translate for everyone. Just because you're good and you're a great player on the court or on the field, don't mean that you're gonna be a great player or not a great player, but a great coach as in that position, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, you were just saying
great players really aren't that great at ownership.
It's almost similar to what you was just saying. Like it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
necessarily, it almost doesn't translate. So
Mm-hmm.
it takes you know what? I think like if a great player that was egotistical, then it's gonna have a problem because you have an
I
issue
see.
with
I
people
feel you with
telling you what
Vanessa.
to do.
Mm-hmm.
You have a problem with people telling you what to do and listening to people. And so it really takes a strong mind and a person that's willing to hear and listen and make and have the wherewithal to make a decision after the fact and basically live and die with your decision. Like at the end of the day, if that's your position, you put in a position. Like it's been plenty of times as an NCO or as a chief of section or whatever case like that. It was
Mm-hmm.
plenty of times in which I would go to my soldiers and I would go ahead and let them know like, hey, this is what we're doing. What you guys think? But I reserve the right to make the last final decision. I'll be in I'll be in meetings and I'll call in a specialist or two and be like, hey, this is what we're doing. Let me explain this to you. And they'd be like, oh, I don't agree with that. I was like, let's not get it twisted. I was like, I'm not asking for your agreement. I'm just trying to get you to understand. I don't need you to agree with me. That's not
But
what this
Trey
is.
or Ron, have you ever taken, as being an NCO, as any one of your soldiers or airmen or cadets or whatever,
Settlers, yeah.
sailors, whatever, come to you when you say, you just like what you just said, Trey, you told your soldiers to come in there and you gave them, what the plan was or so forth and so on. And then, okay, you dismiss them. And then your specialist comes back to you and be like, hey, Sergeant, you know what? I have an idea. What if we do it this way? Have you ever taken on the suggestion of your subordinates and utilize it to see if it was a better fit than what you came up with?
Yeah, I did it all the time. If it was conducive to what I was going to do, because as we all know, once you become an NCO, or go to the next level, the process becomes different, and you start recognizing, you see things like, okay, this is why things are done this way, as opposed to the whole saying, oh, this is stupid. Why
It's
are
a
we
bigger
doing it
picture.
like this? Yeah,
Yeah,
you know
the
what
bigger
I'm saying?
picture.
Like
Yeah.
when you get up in that next level, you start to look at things and see like, okay, the bigger picture, and sometimes the bigger picture isn't isn't what
Facts.
you know what I'm
I
saying
feel
isn't what everyone cares to hear or talk about, but you understand like, okay, this is a bigger picture. But so if they come to me and be like, hey, I understand, what about doing it like this? I sit back and think about it. I let them know, no, right now I think about it, but we're gonna do it like this for this time frame, for this time being, and go back and take a look at it and think. I was like, okay, you know what, it might work, and then what I'm saying, implement it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. I mean, yeah, and I think when it comes to people like the Magics, the Michaels, and stuff like that, they were so used to being leaders in the position in which they were when they were players that they felt like once they become owners and GMs, it would just be easy to be able to
Right.
control the entire organization compared to just controlling the floor. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Can
it's
I
a whole lot more behind the scenes that they probably may not have realized, compared to what is out there on the floor.
can I give y'all one of my favorite examples right now?
Of course.
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
You can look at LeBron.
Hmm.
He's going to get a role outside of the NBA. He could be owner, he could be president, he could be GM, whatever he decides for an
Hmm.
organization. But what he cannot decide is ownership. And that's what he's going to be the best at as well. Because you can look at him, he's been general manager for a lot of his teams recently. His last stint in Cleveland and right now in the Lakers. He's deciding who comes in and out. He's putting together the one
The
place where he didn't
rotation.
do that was at Miami because
Mm.
Pat Riley runs that show. He's the
Facts.
Batman.
Facts.
And he didn't have to worry about that LeBron. And that's where he was the most effective. Like that's when he was LeBron James. But now we look at the Lakers and we're just like, what's going on here? And you're like, who made these calls? LeBron did. And look at what you put together. It's not what you should have did. We see the flaws in the decision making. So that's just like one of my favorite. Like he's not going to be a good general manager or coach when he gets out of the NBA. So don't hire him for that. But somebody will.
Of course. Of course. It's gonna happen.
So moving to a little lighter as we get into it, because we're about to start. It's probably about to be some cracking up here soon. But as we start to move forward, tell me, what do you guys think about teams trying to limit away teams fans coming to the stadiums? Like, of course, we heard it with the Dallas Cowboys were asking to limit the ticket sales to the 49er fans. Now, of course, you have it where there's stipulations being put on the ticket prices in the I think it's the Tennessee game or one of the AFC games. They're putting stipulations put on it to make it harder for fans to plan to come to the game. Do y'all think it's fair play, is a strategy, or do you just think it's outright wrong and unethical?
It definitely sounds unethical. So they're doing stuff to the tickets to make it harder for fans to come to the game, period.
So no, so what they're doing is they're putting for basically shipping. You have to wait till the week before you can get the tickets shipped to you or get access to the tickets. So of course that makes it hard for a person that's trying to do that. Like let's saying if it was, I think it's Tennessee or whomever. I guess it's even Tennessee or Kansas City. So they're making it hard for their fans to purchase the tickets by putting a cap or a stipulation when they purchase the ticket, and they're not going to get the tickets till like a week prior.
And why is this?
To make them make a decision about purchasing the ticket and planning to come to the game.
Yeah, I don't know why an organization would mess around with their own money. It sounds pandemic related, honestly.
I thought that, and that's why I asked Ron why, because I was like, does this have to do with the COVID or like I don't understand the meaning behind it.
Just making it hard for,
but
eliminating the possibility of there being fans to cheer on their squad during the game.
That makes no sense. You're losing money.
Who cares if you lose? So okay, let me play anti-advocate. If I think that me limiting the amount of fans, let's take for instance, who's a home game? Okay, let's take for instance the Tennessee Titans. If I limit the amount,
is this just football or basketball?
Football.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Just if I limit the amount of fans in the stands from who's Tennessee playing?
The Bengals.
Bengals. If I limit the amount of Cincinnati Bengals fans that are coming to the stadium, then that gives me the opportunity to increase the fact that I'm home field advantage, and I don't have to worry about hearing cheering fans for the Cincinnati Bengals. In the essence, if I go to the next round, that makes okay, I'm losing money because they ain't purchased those tickets, because they're not saying that they can't.
You're not talking about the home team. You're talking about the away team.
The away team.
Oh,
yeah, those tickets. It's for the away team. So they're not saying that they can't purchase tickets. They're just saying that it's putting a stipulation on the tickets that makes it harder for them to plan to be at the game.
Facts, Dante. I think me personally, I think that's dumb, because like my little brother said, I think that shows you have no confidence in your team. That if you have to put a stipulation on how tickets are being sold to away teams that's coming into your stadium, because you already have the advantage by playing on your field. And I guess some people would say, oh, well, you have the advantage because you have the home field advantage because of the fact you have your home fans there at the game. And of course, it'd be a lot more home fans than away fans. But I think that's the case anyway. I mean, so like there are those diehard fans who are going to travel with their teams and make those games and cheer on their teams. Mm-hmm. And I don't think there's ever been a situation except maybe those teams like the California teams. The tickets business, they big show things these days. It's not fair to limit tickets. I agree. So only teams that I feel like where the crowd may be half and half or close to half and half, where it might be a 60-40 or a 60-40 or something like that, would probably be the California teams. and stuff like that because they have so many teams and people can drive up and down the coast to make it to those them games. But when you got a team coming all the way from Cincinnati to go to Tennessee, you're not finna have that many people.
Hence the reason. That's why they're doing it. So, like I said,
I mean, you're not even without you doing it. You're not finna have that many people. No way. You're not. Especially at this time of year because of one, because of COVID, two, because of weather. Like, what's the point? What is the point? Just like you're not finna have that many people come from California to go all the way to the frozen tundra. Really? You're not. Now you're gonna have some locals that are 49ers fans. Facts. But then what you gonna do? Those are 49ers fans. They live in Green Bay, in Wisconsin. They live out there. So you're gonna stop them too? They live there. All they gotta say, they're not gonna stop them because all they're gonna have to say is, "Oh yeah, no, I'm a Green Bay fan. I live out here. Of course, I'm a Green Bay fan." If they're going back to show that their address is in the Wisconsin area, oh, they must be a Green Bay fan. But when they show up, they showing up and saying 49er stuff. Hey. I think it's stupid. I think it's dumb. I think that's stupid. That's dumb. That's like a cowardly move to me.
I'm all for strategy.
Nah, that ain't strategy.
I'm all for strategy.
That is not a strategy. That is not a strategy move right there. That is not. That's a cop out move in my opinion. A coward move. That's like a boxer putting rocks in his gloves.
That is nowhere close to the.
That's giving him the advantage. It's anything. Really, Erica. I'm not hating on California teams. How am I hating? I'm just saying that's like a boxer putting rocks in his glove, and the other boxer don't know nothing about it. So when he punches me, knocks him straight the hell out. You like, God, dang.
Stop it, Dante. I just complimented you the other day. Here you go.
Really? Like anything that's giving you an advantage? Come on, now. That's cowardly, in my opinion.
It's cowardly to take an advantage?
To take like that, it is. Like that, it is. Yeah. Why do you need to stop people from buying tickets? That is so lame. That is the lamest thing ever. That is lame. Bro, Ron, what's your thought, Ron?
I'm all for strategy.
Yeah, I see.
I love both of y'all angles. Y'all killing me over here. But to me, it just seemed like a waste of manpower.
That part, Dante, you might as well deflate the balls. That part, Dante, yeah.
Right. That's the better comparison, like deflating the football. It seemed like a waste of manpower. Like I would be mad if this was my job.
Exactly. I got to keep track of which team you going for. Oh, you can't buy a ticket yet. Your week ain't here yet. Your week ain't here yet.
They are able to purchase the tickets. They just have to wait. I'm not stopping you from purchasing this ticket. That means
if they have to wait, that means they finna have nosebleed tickets. That means they so far up, if they yell, ain't nobody gonna hear them no way. So
you know what? It's funny you say that. For the 4 games, that is the highest game at 256. That's the lowest. The lowest ticket is 256 in comparison to $256 compared to the rest of the games that are $150 or $118. So the Cincinnati Tennessee game is the highest game right now, the most expensive game.
Yeah, because that's probably the closest game or the best game of the weekend, to be honest. To be honest, and then how do you do that, Ron and Trey? How do you do that for people who are season ticket holders? How do you do that?
So unless you're a Tennessee season ticket holder, so it's not going to affect anyone.
What if you're a Bengals season ticket holder?
But it's only a season ticket holder for the Bengals is only for their stadium. It's not going to be the same for the away team. So it's only, like you said, if you live in the state of Tennessee, then you're good. It's just for anyone that's outside the state of Tennessee for the most part. So, which it probably also would affect a Tennessee Titan fan if that's outside the state. So it's just specifically to make you change. So think about it like this: the timeout that the Raiders took, or correction, timeout that the Chargers took that changed the Raiders' minds about what they was going to do to kick the field goal. So it's the same thing, that this is a timeout that the Tennessee Titans are taking with the hopes that it's going to change the minds of a Cincinnati Bengals fan coming to the game.
That's doo-doo. That's trash. That's straight trash. That's
So,
straight trash.
speaking of money, talking about money, Dak has to pay the piper for the comment in which he made about the officials. He didn't have to pay as much as Bruce Arians paid for smacking his player at the $50,000, but he did. But he does have to pay $25,000.
He
So,
need to pay more.
Bishop, I hear you clapping. Is that just for the affinity that you have for the Cowboys, or do you actually think that legitly? Oh, being an official, I know you're official. That him, in Louisiana, you get for talking smack or touching an official, you get time for that. It's a felony.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree. Like I told y'all the other day, man, I felt like he deserves that, man. He deserves that. Quit take ownership for your actions, man. Like we talked about yesterday in regards to when the Washington Wizards, didn't blame the refs for that debacle that happened on the game against the Nets, and where the coach touched the ball during the game. Like they didn't blame the refs, and the same thing Dak shouldn't have done, and he shouldn't have blamed the refs. Don't belittle or talk about it or give praise to the whatever fan talking about the refs when it wasn't the refs' fault. It was yours and the coaching staff for not knowing the rule of the game. So yeah, $25,000. I think that was cheap. I think he got off. I feel like he should have gotten just as much as Bruce Arians or more, because you didn't deserve to talk about the ref. That wasn't the ref's fault. It was yours. Learn the rules of the game, bro. That's what you do as a leader of your team. Learn the rules. Don't try to put the blame on somebody else when you could have slid earlier, could have got out of bounds, could have did something else, could have threw the ball instead of spiking it in the first damn place. Man, get out of here.
Ron, too much, exactly, or not enough?
And that's grilled pork chops with Bishop. He said it perfectly. I'm just happy we all get to laugh at the Cowboys, man. To have this type of season, losing the first round, it's just so predictable. I'm starting to feel like they're cursed. Dak, pay that man that money.
That's right.
So I asked
They should make him donate it to the officials association.
That's where I think that's where the not the official association, but it does go into another organization.
Exactly, Dante. Exactly.
So I asked you guys this question before. The next question I have is going to be directly aimed at Ron. But for this question, I ask you both: who do you think is the most important non-quarterback player in the playoffs right now?
Oh, Cooper Kupp.
Coop. Okay, Coop.
Non-quarter. Derrick Henry.
You gonna go with Derrick even though we haven't seen him since?
That's why I think he's the most important. You said the most important now in quarterback. I think it's Derrick Henry.
For no bias whatsoever, I think it's Debo.
Oh, of course, no bias.
No bias whatsoever.
Did we expect anything else? A 49er. It was going to be a 49er. Derek, thank you.
Okay. Dante said Derrick Henry too. I feel like I hate that. Yeah. Because he's unconditioned to football tackling and whatnot, actual gameplay. The Tennessee Titans have had a decent run game with him out. Everybody's healthy.
So tell me, why do you feel Cooper Kupp then? Why do you feel he already got the Triple Crown? Why do you feel he's the most important out of all the games in regards to these games this weekend?
He is the Rams offense. It's not Matthew Stafford. It's not the run game. It's not even OBJ. Like everything moves off of him. Cooper. Whether he's getting a couple catches or whether he's blowing up the game. Because if he only has 2 or 3 catches, it doesn't mean he's having an off game. It means he's literally taking the whole defense away from the football and other people are connecting and Matthew Stafford's knowing what he got to do. It's the same thing for Debo. I like that too in San Fran. They're focused and centered around what Debo does. If he's moving, they're moving. He's the run game. He's the pass game, the play action game. That man even throwing touchdowns. But Cooper Kupp is throwing touchdowns too.
You gotta account for them guys. Gotta account for them.
That wouldn't be the same for Derrick Henry.
Because if you think about it, why did OBJ eat this last?
Because Cooper Kupp didn't have a whole bunch of catches.
because they tried to limit Cooper Kupp.
They had one over top and underneath them.
So they can't account. So imagine if Robert Woods was still there.
But wouldn't that be the same thing for Derrick Henry if he comes back and he's in the lineup and he's behind Tannehill? Doesn't that bring more people into the box now? Because now that Derrick Henry's back and what we seen him do prior to him leaving before his injury.
The Titans do got that play where they put Derrick Henry where he snapped the ball. What's it called when running back?
Wildcat.
The Wildcat. He throw that little quick dump pass. I don't think he's gonna be there though. It would be great to see if they bring out that Derrick Henry.
So true enough, they put him in the box, but of course, with scheming and stuff like that, it looks like they're in the box and then they're dropping out, and so
but see, that's it, Trey. You can't drop out because you don't know for sure if he's getting the ball.
If they run an RPO, if they're running RPO, if they're running RPO and play actions, then of course bring them down in the box. That's going to make a difference. But I don't foresee a situation where the whole game plan is built off of RPOs and play actions for and handoffs to Derrick Henry or whomever they have in there.
I don't even feel like he's going to get more than like 40% of the carries or touches for the running backs.
He might not because of the fact he's just coming back.
Unless he's cooking. If he's cooking, they're gonna get a heavy dose.
If he's popping, you know what? I don't even say that. Even if he's cooking, I don't feel like they're gonna give him. They're not gonna put too much on his shoulders because
they're gonna ride that man like a rodeo.
No,
they can't. That's what you're gonna see.
No, they can't. They can't because they can't afford
cowgirl.
They can't afford to let him fool around and get hurt again. You can't ride him like that. You can't bring him back like that. Now, if he already played 2 games already, then maybe so. But he ain't played a game yet. So you can't just put all that on his back and expect him to come in there and just be full 100% workhorse. You can't. That would be dumb.
I'm disgusted in the Titans since we talking about them because they had an easy week 18 game. Derrick Henry was healthy. I don't know why they didn't give this man like 5 carries, let him run 1 series in the fourth quarter. And just let him knock some rust off. It's mind blowing. They wanted to wait till the actual playoffs started. Like, what are y'all doing?
I wonder what their marketing plan looks like right now. That Derrick Henry's getting ready to come back. They're going to release him. That would be interesting to see. Ron, I had a question yesterday. I asked a question yesterday. The Bishop and Rodney Jordan that was on the panel yesterday. So I would like to hear your perspective on this. Who are the
Ron? I got faith in you, Ron. I got faith in you, bro.
Ron, do not drink the Kool-Aid.
Ron, I got faith in you, bro.
The Kool-Aid. Who are your top 3 quarterbacks for the playoffs right now? In the playoffs right now, top 3.
Oh,
who's your top 3?
Oh man, this is a complicated question.
Come on, Ron.
So, am I supposed to do top 3 favorite or who's performing the best?
Who you think who's the top 3 quarterbacks in this?
I'm going to see the last quarterback standing.
Yeah, these basically, well, not even necessarily the last quarterback standing.
That, yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? But that was my decision was based off of that for the most part. Like,
let me tell y'all who I'm going to have to eliminate first. I was thinking about this game real hard last night.
Okay.
Josh Allen versus Patrick Mahomes.
Wait, hold up. So hold up, Bishop. What quarterback is getting eliminated for that from this?
Now, every football fan is gonna go, okay, Patrick Mahomes is most likely gonna win this game. But if you really pull back the curtain and look at everything, you're like, wow, okay. I really like what's going on in Buffalo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ron, you disappointed me, bro.
Yeah.
And to see Josh Allen perform the way he did in his first playoff game
Let's go.
Against New England, against the rival, against Bill Belichick, and against the weather in 0-degree temperature to come and ball out, scoring every possession. But
they were at home.
Let's not act like the Steelers' defense is anything to play around.
That part.
I don't want anything to do with TJ Watt if I'm an offensive player at any position. He's up there with Aaron Donald. So Mahomes blowing out the Steelers is nothing to snipe at either. So is this about to be like a 45-42 football game?
Possibly. Very possible.
I wanna eliminate Mahomes. I want to give it to Josh Allen. And of course, you can't leave the GOAT out. And I'm always riding for that bad man in Green Bay.
And your third?
That's what they said. He said Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, and Josh Allen.
There it is, Trey. There it is.
So
there it is.
Him and Jordan with the status quo, like anyone else would. They went with Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, and Tom Brady. Yeah, that's that guy. Right. Me, on the other hand,
listen to this, Ron. I don't know if you heard this. Just listen to this nonsense.
I hope I'm about to hear Garoppolo.
He didn't do that. But we expected it, but he didn't do that. We expected it.
I went with Stafford, Burrow, and Allen.
And I said, Ron, that's the future. That's the future. If he was asking who the future of the league is going to be, I totally agree with that. With those three he picked.
I love Burrow. Now I feel like Burrow's going to be playing in the AFC Championship game this year.
That's what I'm saying. That's why. Oh, next year. I think this year is going to be Buffalo and Cincinnati. Oh wait, hold up. Disregard. Scratch that. I don't need no one copying.
It's already out there. We know what it is.
Hey, scratch that from the record. Do not.
We already know what it is.
Jury, omit that last statement.
Yeah, we already know what it is.
Let's go.
So have a tendency to start off what? All slow, and the Bills can take advantage of that. Dante, and that's totally
not a tendency. They will start off slow. The Chiefs will be down 7 to 10 points.
But that's the thing, though, Ron. The thing about the Chiefs, right? And I've said this all season. I said this last year, and I'll probably say that until they change it. The thing about the Chiefs, it's not about you not being able to score against Kansas City and Andy Reid. It's not. The thing is, can you outscore Kansas City and Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes? You're going to put up points. You can put a lot, like you said, 45-42. That is very realistic, Ron. Very realistic in the scoring which you just stated. Very realistic. If Buffalo can outscore Kansas City, so be it. But that's what it's going to take to beat Kansas City. You have to completely, and everybody, that's what you got to do in order to win the game anyway. No, I'm talking about outscore them in regards to how many points. Like Kansas City is going to put up points, bro. They're going to put up points. And I'm not like talking about 10, 14, 21. No, they're going to get in the 40s, possibly. Very, very possible that they get in the 40s easily. So the question, and they playing at Arrowhead? Almost, but definitely. So know that you can just exactly. Know that all your whole objective is to get there and at least score just as many points as Kansas City. Bills have to find a way to slow the Chiefs off. That's the whole key. That's the whole key.
So since we're here, let's go ahead. Since we're here, let's go ahead and do this. So Bishop, am I hearing that you're going with the Kansas City Chiefs?
Are we making picks right now?
Let's make the picks right now. Let's get it.
Three quarterbacks.
Say again. Who was it?
Before we roll these picks out, what was Bishop's 3 quarterbacks?
Oh, Patrick Mahomes, the GOAT, and Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
So, of course, what we have done is we have basically a friendly little competition between myself, Ron, and Bishop, and we picked the first 6 games for the wild card super wild card games. In this weekend, the results were exactly what I thought they would be.
Get out of here, dog.
Myself going 5-1, Bishop 4-2, and Ron 3-3. So no losing yet. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
So now what we do is we add
these are 4 games,
4 more games to the agenda, in which, of course.
Really?
Bishop, as y'all heard, Bishop made a very strong statement at the beginning of the show in which he perceived that he would, you know what I'm saying? You know what I realized in the military? Perception is 100% of an individual's reality. So I'm not going to fault Bishop. I'm not going to fault Bishop for thinking his reality is that he is going to overtake me. I'm not going to fault that at all. I'm not going to fault that at all. So with no further ado, we'll go ahead and make our picks so we can put it on the record and stand by and watch as reality perceptions become reality. So,
absolutely. So
gentlemen,
this is what we're gonna do.
Okay, go ahead.
Tracy, you 5-1.
Yes.
We're gonna let you pick first.
I would go ahead. It's easy.
Yeah, we're gonna let you pick first.
Yeah. Who we got first?
Me and Ron picked first last time.
Who we got first?
Okay, so
I made my picks.
We got the Cincinnati Bengals in Thoroughborough visiting the Tennessee Titans with Tannehill and that bad man in Derrick Henry. Who do you have, Cincinnati or the home team of Tennessee Titans?
You will start with this one.
Of course. I got to go with the hard one first. Let's go.
So I would be honest. I initially had Cincinnati walking away, right? I just was thinking Joe Burrow, definitely. But you got to take in consideration that Tennessee's defense is not an easy win. And then you have to take in consideration Derrick Henry coming back. I will
look at him, Ron. Look at him, Ron. You see them wheels turning, Ron. Look at him, Ron. Look. He don't even got him, coach. Look at him. His wheels is turning, boy.
I will. You know what? I will go with Tennessee. The Titans.
Okay, Tennessee. He took Tennessee. All right.
Well, Ron, I'm sorry,
fellas. I'm coming to you, Ron.
I'm sorry.
Bengals, Tennessee.
I'm sorry, fellas. We learned the truth about Joe Thorough. This man named Burrow. What happens when the media gives you a nickname, Bishop?
Bro,
you become an icon.
You know what it is.
You become an icon. Joe Thorough. We are in the new world. There will not be many AFC playoff games where Joe Burrow is going home, baby. He is the future.
I agree.
Unless he's playing Mahomes, or maybe we'll see Josh Allen. But Joe Thorough ain't losing to no teams. He's the best player outside of Patrick Mahomes. He's 7-0 in playoff and bowl games.
Okay.
He got a bomb Jamar Chase and so many other weapons.
Joe Mixon.
Right. We don't even got time to name all his weapons.
Yeah.
Ball out too.
Right.
They got a decent defense that's not going to make him do too much. And I thought the Bengals needed an offensive lineman. No. Bengals is going to be in the AFC Championship game. Wow.
Yeah. So
ain't did no noise in the playoffs in 22 years.
And this is
just like that.
All right. So we got Ron with the Cincinnati Bengals. We got Trey with the Tennessee Titans and Derrick Henry and Ron Tannehill. So me, man. So since my man Trey here is 5-1 and he picked them Tennessee Titans, I have to go with Joe Burrow, Burrow, and them and them Cincinnati Bengals, them cats, to come into Tennessee and get that upset. And like Ron said, they put Cincinnati back on the map, man. Do something Cincinnati ain't done in years. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Joe Burrow, Joe Mixon, Jamar Chase gonna come in there and act a donk out there in Tennessee. So I am going to pick the Cincinnati Bengals to upset the Tennessee Titans. Next, we have in the next game, we have the LA Rams going to Tampa Bay to play the GOAT, as well as probably the GOAT of tight ends in football in Gronkowski. So Mike Evans, you know, we got Matthew Stafford going out there and doing his thing. So Ron, in this game, who do you have, the LA Rams or do you have GOAT and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Who's your pick?
You know who I got. I hope this is the game where I get to jump up on both of y'all by 1 point. Because I'm honestly really salty over here. I only got 3, and y'all sitting up here competing. So let's go, Rams Nation. Let's turn up. I want to see the defense fired up. We're gonna have Tom Brady back there tap dancing. He ain't gonna. It don't matter if he's getting rid of the ball 2 or 3 seconds. Them boys are coming. Aaron Donald and Von Miller looked incredible last week.
They did.
Weddle coming back was great for the DBs. Jalen Ramsey, let's go. They have no weapons. They have no weapons. We blew them boys out. Of course, Tom Brady's gonna make magic happen, but we should be able to shut them down. Now that still means the GOAT getting about 2-3 touchdowns. Matthew Stafford, you are going to have to show up, sir. We're going to need at least 28 points. 20, 27, 24, something around there.
Okay. Trey, who do you have between the Rams and the Bucks?
The Rams are going to have Brady back ribs for dinner.
Oh, man.
I'm rocking with the Rams, baby. I think they're going to eat. It is going to be a wrap. Tom is going home this off season. This
that is not a
playoff
surprise.
season.
He's been talking about all season. He's been saying that all playoffs.
So it's over. You know what I'm saying? And that's where we're at with it. I think that the Rams are just like Ron was saying. The Rams are going to be victorious, and it's going to be hard for Brady, man. I just think that.
Okay. So, I mean, not taking anything away from the Rams and the Buccaneers. This is definitely going to be the best. This is probably the second best game of the weekend, in my opinion. The Rams are definitely going, but they're going to Tampa Bay, and they're going to play that man GOAT. And with that being said, man, the Bucks. Everybody's talking about how the Bucks don't, how Tom Brady don't have his weapons. He didn't have his weapons last week. And they played my beloved Philadelphia Eagles, and they still did damage. Now, mind you, Philadelphia Eagles defense isn't the best defense in the world. Got it. However, they still an NFL franchise team, and they still a professional team. And Tom Brady exposed them. He exposed them. He still has Gronk. He still has Mike Evans. So with those two alone, it's enough. I see you, Zach, and we want all of y'all to give us y'all picks for this week, this NFL divisional round playoff game this weekend. We want to hear all y'all picks. But me, since these two gentlemen in front of me, my two buddies right here picked them Rams, I gotta go with Tom Brady and the GOAT, baby. I gotta go with the GOAT, man. The GOAT has got to make it happen. He's going to prove everybody wrong. The reason why that man is 44 years old and still playing at the level as though he's 21 years old. They protect that man. When we do know Aaron Donald is coming, so offensive line, hey, do what you got to do. Get your pasta in now because you're gonna need it. Because Sunday, them Rams is coming to eat some Buccaneers.
That's what. Matter of fact, that's why I should have used. They eating curry goat. That's exactly what's going on.
They eating curry goat. So yeah, I'm picking the Bucks. Trey, coming at you because here we go. We have the San Francisco 49ers going. Oh, I see you, little brother. You picked the Rams. I see you. We have the San Francisco 49ers traveling from the West Coast, headed out east to play in the frozen tundra and what they call that bad man in Aaron Rodgers. Cup is going to cause problems. I hear you.
I'm listening.
I hear you. So we know what Trey is doing. When he goes blank and does this right here on the set, we know he's going to put on that nonsense. He's going to put on that trash stuff. So we pretty much know who he's going for. But Trey, go ahead.
Yes,
I told you that. I told you.
What did you say?
I was listening. That nonsense. So with that being said, Trey, who do you pick? I mean, I dare to ask, but who do you have winning the game between the 49ers and the Green Bay Packers?
So I know everyone, saying doesn't believe that the 49ers deserve to be there. They're the only wild card team that's currently in the playoffs. They're going to the place in which no one would like to go and play, the frozen tundra up in Green Bay. They're playing against that bad man, Aaron Rodgers, who might be likely to be the MVP, back-to-back MVP.
Facts.
For the NFL this season. Devontae Adams, Aaron Jones, like it's all the reasons in which the San Francisco 49ers are going to run roughshod over the Green Bay Packers. So you already know what it is. You already know the pick, bang, bang, Niner gang, as we go ahead and get back to the NFC Conference Championship. You already know what it is. Go ahead. Let's go, fellas. Let's ride this train.
All right. Ron, on you. Who you got? Are you going with that bad man and Aaron Rodgers, or are you going with that man they called Garoppolo?
Man, I don't even think Trey really means what he just said. But I think back to last week, Bishop, we both picked the Cowboys, didn't we?
We did. We did.
So I know we looking kind of foolish again. I feel like we both gonna pick the Packers because the 49ers are completely hampered. They're all injured. Bosa got his head knocked off. Garoppolo's throwing shoulder is worn out. They're relying on a wide receiver to do everything for their offense, run, pass, throw, all of that. Their front four still is aggressive, but they don't even really know who their starting quarterback is going into a divisional playoff game. How much is Trey Lance going to play? Is he getting a series? Is Jimmy going to need a break? Trey is dancing. He loves it. Who you want starting for y'all boys, Jimmy or Trey?
Jimmy can start.
Jimmy can start. You see how he did that vision?
Yeah. You saw that? Yeah, he can start. You saw that? Yeah.
Now, Aaron Rodgers does got playoff goosebumps, and he's going to blow it at some point. But I believe it's going to be in the NFC Championship game. Rodgers is about to come out here and spank these boys, Bishop. This is his first playoff game. You know he's hyped. He's ready. I'm seeing 2 to 3 touchdowns to Devontae Adams. They about to put up about 35-21. This is going to be a beatdown on the 49ers. Send them boys. Bosa heading towards the sofa.
What? Ooh, I like it. I like it. Hey, so with me, man, I understand, like, just like Ron said, man, I feel like that the 49ers going to have to come with some they finna try to run Debo all over the field in any way they can to try and get him as many touches as they can to try and stop or run on the Green Bay Packers. With that bad man and Aaron Rodgers, man, and the 49ers not knowing who they have at the quarterback position, and they're playing on that frozen tundra, and they about to do that Lambeau leap. I got to go with the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers to go ahead and win at home on their field. It would just be unheard of. It would just not make any sense for them to lose on their own field against the San Francisco 49ers. We all know the 49ers barely skimmed out because of a bonehead play by Dak Prescott. And if that bonehead play, the 49ers may not even be in this game if it wasn't for that bonehead play by Dak and them Dallas Cowgirls. So with that being said, they skimmed off and got away with a win. So I'm taking the Green Bay Packers.
As we all know, in 2013.
This is 2022, bro.
As we all know, 2013, Kyle Shanahan,
9 years later,
Matt LaFleur, and McVay all were on the Washington Redskins, currently soon to be the formerly known as Washington football team. They all were on that team. LaFleur, offensive coordinator, tight ends coach McVay, and the quarterbacks coach LaFleur. What we have here is a situation where Shanahan is going to son first LaFleur, secondly McVay, and on to the Super Bowl. So y'all heard it here first. Let's go.
Just ignore all that nonsense, y'all. Y'all know Trey and them 49ers, y'all, he like Ron said, he really don't even believe deep down in his heart that they gonna beat them Packers. He really don't believe that. He has to run. He got to run for. He got to root for his team because when you don't, we all know when you don't root for your team, that's when they win. So that's when they win. So that's why he got to root for his team right now.
So what's funny is I initially was looking at potentially going with Green Bay, but I have a feeling that they're going to continue with their Green Bay dominance over in the playoffs and make it a 0-4.
It sounds like you have the heart and soul complex right now. You know, when your mind and heart complex, when your mind is telling you something, but you end up leaning towards what your heart's telling you to do. So what did your mind tell you when you was initially leaning to the Packers? What was going through your head?
It was just saying that Aaron Rodgers is probably they're going to be dominant, but then I thought about it, and like you said, the mind and my heart start lining up, and I was like, "What? Let's go, Niners Expo, bang bang Niner game."
Stop it, bro. Stop
E4,
it.
you going hyphy? Let's go.
Stop it, bro. Stop it. This is going to be a tight
go
game.
Dump. Go stupid.
Rodgers is that man. Vikings fan. Let's go 49ers. Really? All right, Zach, I see you, Fred. Definitely picking the 49ers.
Yeah, Sarah, let's go.
Sarah, Jimmy don't do G. that. Don't get your feel. You can love Jimmy, but he going home. He going home. All right, for the last game in the divisional round, the game we've been talking about that a lot of the analysts been talking about is about that he could possibly be the next bad man in Josh Allen and them Buffalo Bills traveling down to Arrowhead in that no-look quarterback of Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill. The tandem out there in Kansas City is phenomenal. It's like KD and Kyrie out there at Arrowhead Stadium. Ron, I think I already know because of what you spoke about earlier, but I could be wrong. But we just going to solidify on who you truly want or who you truly feel is going to win this game between the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. The weather is not going to be a factor for either team because Buffalo has the same type of weather as Kansas City. So there's no advantage in that aspect. So, Ron, I ask you, sir, who do you have between the Bills and the Chiefs?
Buffalo Bills are leading the game 30 points to 28 in the fourth quarter. Patrick Mahomes comes down, scores a touchdown. It's about 34-30. Josh Allen responds. Bills take the lead, but he left 90 seconds on the clock. Mahomes comes down and makes the driving touchdown of the game. Patrick Mahomes is going to another Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen.
What?
It's going to be a duel, but Mahomes, the better quarterback, is going to be a tight game, and he's going to get it done with the time left on the clock. Last possession.
I like it. He has the Kansas City Chiefs. Trey, you talked about Josh. You talked about Burrow. You talked about who was the other one? You talked about who was your other quarterback?
Stafford.
You talked Stafford. Mm-hmm. So here's your chance. Who do you have? The Buffalo Bills traveling to Kansas City, beating the Chiefs, or do you have the Chiefs winning at home versus Buffalo and Josh Allen?
You know what? I have always had a liking for looking at like gangsters, like Rico, the Rico gangsters.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Meyer Lansky, Bugsy Siegel, and Al Capone and those types.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, I'm rocking with the Bills Mafia, baby. Let's go, Josh Allen. I just believe that Devin Singletary is going to show up. That dismal run game, which we talked about, a run game always makes a pass game so much potent. Devin Singletary has been doing his job. He's in the building. He's ready to represent. I believe that the Bills are going to be able to dispatch Patrick Mahomes and his throwing, his lack of no look throwing capabilities. I think this is the time in which Buffalo gets rid of Kansas City and goes on to the AFC Championship game.
Got you. He picks Josh, of course, which is not surprising because he's highly on Josh Allen. But I am going to have to say that with this game, it's going to be a great game. I totally agree. It's going to be a great game. Just like Ron said, this game is definitely going to be a game where whoever has the ball last is probably going to win this game. It's probably going to win this game. And with that being said, Josh Allen is two young quarterbacks, and Josh and Patrick Mahomes, two gunslingers who can make things happen outside of the pocket. Both of them great quarterbacks outside the pocket. Once they get outside, man, you better have your man, because if not, and the thing about Buffalo with Josh Allen, that boy can run. People be sleeping on his scrambling ability. That man can run. He showed it last week. He showed last week that if you let him give an opportunity, you give him feel, he gonna burn you. And he gonna burn you. Matter of fact, remember last week he caught ankles. Last week, Josh Allen, he caught some ankles.
Bone collector.
Yes, he did. He caught ankles. So that is key for, that's huge for the Buffalo Bills. But that man, when he teams up, Patrick teams up with that man, Tyreek Hill, ooh, it makes for a long day for them Buffalo Bills. So I love the scenario in which Ron just presented in regards to Buffalo driving and scoring and leaving too much time on the clock for Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs and Andy Reid. And I have the Kansas City Chiefs winning at home in Arrowhead Stadium with Andy Reid, beating the Buffalo Bills probably by a field goal, to be honest. I don't know if they score a touchdown. If it's within field goal range, I feel like Patrick Mahomes will get them in field goal range and kick a field goal to get the win over Buffalo in Arrowhead Stadium. So there you have it, everybody. Those are our picks. Be sure to write them down. Be sure to take note who it is. It's definitely somebody else that's going to come out on top, because I know it's 2 games, or no, it's more than 2 games. 3. Wait, Trey, did we pick any games alike?
No, Bishop, because you waited to the end for everyone.
Yes, I did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Yes, I did that on purpose.
Let's go, baby.
I wanted to. I did that on purpose.
Crash or burn.
I got to take the lead, bro. I got to take the lead. I need the lead from him. I need it.
Crash or burn. That's what's up.
Yeah, you either going to take first place or you going to let me get second place this week.
Facts.
Yes. Facts. And then it all goes down here from there. So of course, yes, continue on. So let's move into the NBA. We was just talking about how Dak was fine in the NFL for his discouraging comments with the officials. Kyrie, Bishop's man, however, he didn't have a situation in which he talked about the officials, but he did have an interesting banter back and forth with the fan, in which the fan basically was heckling him, talking about how he wasn't able to win without LeBron. Is he going to win another one without LeBron? And Kyrie's statement was, "Y'all are never satisfied. Y'all or what was it exactly? Yeah, you are satisfied. You MFers are ungrateful." Now, yeah, he said, well, I'm paraphrasing his comment. I ain't quoted, but he did say you MFers are ungrateful, in which of course he's being fined. I think it was a $25,000 fine
for what? For the MF word?
Yeah, for basically using what was it?
Vulgar language.
What was it? Vulgar language, obscene language to a fan. So fine $25,000, fellas.
I'm sure that fan probably said something vulgar too, though.
No, you can hear the fan on the clip. You can hear the fan, and there's just he's just like, "Hey, Kyrie, you need LeBron," you know, saying and all that type of stuff. And he's like ignoring them until he finally said, "I got you guys. I bring you guys a champion, and y'all MFers are still ungrateful."
Oh wow. Okay.
Because it was when they played Cleveland.
Oh, right. Of course. Yeah.
So, again, we have a situation. Too much, enough, or just right for Kyrie's fine.
My personal opinion, I don't think he deserved a fine for that. I thought we had a freedom of speech.
So
My personal
okay,
opinion. I don't think I don't feel like he deserved to fine. Like what? I mean, okay, yeah, he used vulgar language or obscene language or whatever. I get it. I mean, people do it all the time, and fans, I'm sure, do it all the time too. But you're not gonna fine the fans or anything of that nature. You're not even gonna kick the fan out. But you're gonna because he's a high profile player, athlete, or whatever. You're gonna fine him because he chose to use his freedom of speech. I disagree. My personal opinion, but I mean,
right.
I'm one person. I'm nobody.
Yeah, I don't know why they just won't let Kyrie live.
Let that man live, man. Golly.
I hate all of the fines that the NBA usually gives out. And the fan Kyrie literally almost did not play basketball this year. And you think he cares about championship conversations?
Right.
He's taking it day by day, just happy to be out there. I'm just like,
Right. He just want to play.
what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong with people?
Just want to play. He just
Yeah, I take the player view, honestly. I'm just like, fans be out of control, just becoming like LeBron had to kick somebody out earlier this year. Like, you come in there and just screaming and talking crazy for what?
Yeah.
So,
but Kyrie did take it far.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, so I would say this. It comes down to the situation. I'm not gonna say I agree with it, but it comes to the situation in that a player is held in a higher regard for it. No different from if you, as an NCO, say something sideways to a soldier. You, of course, your actions, they look at you, or you are supposed to be the bigger person. So, but it does get to a point to where you get tired of hearing these things, and you're getting disrespected. And I'm the first person that says I despise being disrespected in that manner. People talking to me sideways when I'm not doing that to you. Don't do it to me.
Right.
But it is definitely a double standard, so to speak, because him as a player to take that, just like when it comes to the situation where the fan is heckling but I think it comes to a situation where a fan is heckling, if they're not verbal to you and they're just basically using words and saying statements, then, or maybe taking jabs at you in different ways, that as a player, you should, you know what I'm saying, it should be met with that same force and the same intensity, not, you know what I'm saying, because if when they're talking vulgar, or like how many times has Westbrook been called a bitch or something like that, and he took a issue with that, and he had the fan tossed out. So,
Yeah.
or you had the situation where Isaiah Thomas, he went to the fan respectfully. It's just like, you know what I'm saying, just don't do that. You know what I'm saying, don't do that. They had a back and forth. And it's like, just don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's different things in that fact of the matter. But I guess it depends on the situation, and it could have went a whole lot differently.
I don't know why fans feel like they have the right to just talk to players like that, man. They still human beings. They still individuals just like anyone else. Why do you feel like you have the right because he's a NBA player, NFL player, tennis player, athlete? You feel like you have the right to say something, to a person. I mean, yeah, you have freedom of speech as well. Say what you want or whatever, but once it becomes disrespectful, and I'm not saying in this case it wasn't disrespectful. You said he didn't really, come off as disrespectful to the gentleman, but to Kyrie. But still, man, like, why don't you just let them play the game, man? Let them do them. If that's what they doing, let them do them. I mean, yeah, you can have your remarks and stuff like that, but when it becomes disrespectful, that's a whole nother level. Because that's one thing Westbrook could tell you, man. He said, "I'm cool. You could badger me, say some things, but when you come with disrespect, now it's a whole different Westbrook." And I respect him for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I totally respect him for that. And any player like that, if they come at you, and say what they want to, you can say whatever you want to say. Just like what we talked about yesterday, Trey, in regards to, verbal abuse. Because again, that's verbal abuse. When somebody's coming at you and saying vulgar things and stuff like that, and calling you out your name, that's verbal abuse. So why is it okay for a fan to do it, but if it's retaliated by the player, let's fine him. Because he should be a bigger player, turn the other cheek, or it should be a bigger, you should be beyond that. No, why? Because I make more money, or because I'm high, because of my status. My status? No. I'm still human. So you know what I'm saying?
Of course, in more Brooklyn Nets news, they were fined, as well as the coach that touched the ball during the Brooklyn Nets or Washington Wizards game. The coach was fined $10,000, and the organization was fined, was it 20,000 or something like that for that instance.
They gotta stop taking money from these folks, man. It's a pandemic. I feel Kyrie's 25 and Dak's 50 don't hit me that hard, but when I hear a coach just lost 10K, I'm just like, man.
Yeah, but he touched the ball though, Ron. In a game.
You think he did that on purpose?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he reached his hand out.
He reached his hand out. Like, why is you even standing up? Like, the coaches are the only person that's supposed to be able to stand up is the head coach. The head coach is the only one that's really, really allowed to stand up.
Wow.
And why you over there, why you got your hand even in the playing of any part of the game? What, like, the ball didn't come to you? Why are you putting your hand out there
live? It wasn't like it was an errant pass and it was coming to hit him. He literally put his hand in the passing lane like he was going for the steal.
Yeah. Like, what made you do that?
I'm thinking it was just mechanics that just went off in his head.
True. It could have been
in the moment. Right. I thought I'm just like, why didn't the ref blow the whistle and say, hey, put 2 seconds back on the clock?
Because he didn't see it.
They didn't see it. It makes sense because he has no way to show that he's innocent. Like, he did it. So
you know what I'm saying? Only he and God know why he stuck his hand in that cookie jar. So they're gonna say at the end of the day, like that's the conversation for them.
Right.
Of course, lastly, the trifecta with the Nets. The Brooklyn Nets and Paul Millsap have decided to part ways. Paul Millsap felt like he doesn't have a role with the team and decided to bounce and go somewhere else and with the hopes that they would trade him to a team that can use him in a role. Ron, Bishop, what do y'all think? Well, of course you're gonna say that. That's your team. See how they do no rhetoric. So of course I feel that Paul was ring chasing and felt that was with Marcus Aldridge, Blake Griffin, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant. They all Patty Mills. They're all in Brooklyn. It's like, yeah, we gonna make this run. I'm finna help them out with this run, and obviously that hasn't been the case. So do you think
what it ain't no different than what? Wait, hold on. What you not gonna do, Trey? What you not gonna do is act like that ain't the same thing going on in LA.
It's not. It's
what the same. Oh my God, bro! Are you serious right now? Are you serious? It's the exact same thing going on right now in LA. Y'all just horrible at it right now. Y'all are just horrible at it. Y'all, that's the exact same thing going on in LA. But everybody want to point the fingers at the Nets. Really?
That's not the same in LA. Nowhere close to it.
Ron, is that not the same thing, Ron?
Okay. I don't
appreciate it, Auntie. Love you.
I don't think it's the same thing, but I think I need more clarity because I'm like, why is it not the same thing?
Yeah. What makes it different? Yeah, I want to hear
because those players in which I spoke of went and spoke with the organizations and put out that they wanted to go play for an organization. Blake Griffin, Marcus Aldridge retired and decided to come back and play.
Why did he retire though?
He retired because he had a illness.
Right.
He was and was it blood clots or something like that? Was his blood clots or brain something? He had an illness.
Right.
So that's what opened the door for Paul Millsap and them to open to come. Patty Mills, I think Patty was Patty traded. I think Patty was traded there.
He was traded, right? He didn't ask to come there.
But the other Blake Griffin, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Paul Millsap all decided to go there. In the case of the Lakers, none of those players asked to go there.
Westbrook didn't ask to go there.
No, Westbrook was traded. He was traded from Washington. Westbrook was traded.
AD didn't ask to go there.
AD was traded from New Orleans.
AD asked to go there.
He asked to go there.
AD was traded from New
He
Orleans.
didn't give his team no other options, actually.
Yes, he asked to go there. Do not do that. He asked to go there.
Carmelo was picked up in free agency, but he didn't ask to go there.
Y'all tried to get Kawhi Leonard. He didn't want to go.
Don't worry, Kawhi coming. Kawhi's coming.
See, so what is the difference then? My whole point. See, what is the difference? What is the entire difference, bro? Really?
Your players went there with the idea that the players are ring chasers in Brooklyn, and the Lakers acquired.
LeBron. LeBron is a ring chaser too. He chasing them. He's the initial ring chaser.
LeBron is Batman. Who doesn't want to be with Black Man? Well, think about this. Why did people join the DC Comics? The Justice League? Was it because of Superman or was it because of Batman? Okay, maybe that's a bad analogy. Disrespect that from the record.
Yeah, I thought it was because of Flash.
They are all chasing rings, bro. Every single body. The only team that wasn't chasing rings is probably no, they all chasing rings. I'm gonna leave it like that. They chasing rings, bro. You not gonna come on. LeBron James lobbied for all these players to come there, and the only one came was AD.
That's the difference. They lobbied, like they were recruited.
That's chasing ring. He needs somebody there to come there to help him get.
They were recruited. They didn't go and ask, "Hey, can I come play with y'all?" No, it's not the same.
No, that is still the same, bro. Whatever.
They was recruited. That's like, so you said I was a war chaser because I was recruited by the army and I signed up? Like,
no, who would chase a war? Ain't nobody chasing no war.
That's two different things. How many people do you know is like, yeah, hoorah, I want to go infantry. Like, who wants to go infantry? If you really know what the hell infantry is, you don't want to go infantry unless you chasing a war.
You can't even compare that to. That ain't even the same.
Sure.
That ain't even the same.
Of course, last night in NBA action, we had the total of 3 games that was slated. The Suns played the Mavericks, Pacers against the Warriors, and the Pelicans against the Knicks. We talked about this, Bishop, yesterday, in which we thought that the Knicks were going to be victorious, in which they wasn't. They lost to the Pelicans. 91-102. The Pelicans improved to 17-28, while the Knicks fall 2 games below 500. The Pelicans were led by, again, Jonas Valanciunas, 18 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, another double-double effort. Brandon Ingram, 15 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. The Knicks were led no other than your boy, RJ Barrett, 17 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists, and a double-double effort from Mitchell Robinson, 17 points, 15 rebounds, and no assists. Equally, Quentin Grimes and Alec Burks chipped in with 13 points apiece. So it seemed like they had all the ammo to get the win done, but they didn't. Do you think it's just a situation of where they're starting to run out of gas in New York right before the break?
I don't know if I don't think it's they're running out of gas. I honestly don't know how they lost that game at home versus the New Orleans Pelicans. I mean, to me, the Knicks look a lot like the Lakers and losing games that they shouldn't be losing. But anywho, they did lose that game. I think Jordan even said he picked the Pelicans to beat.
He did.
So good pick by Jordan for that. But I don't think they're running out of steam. I just feel like that was the loss that they just took, in my personal opinion.
The Knicks need to make a trade.
True.
Okay. I like that.
Who do you think?
I like that too.
They just need to get involved with anybody. They need to make every player available. I would say maybe RJ Barrett would be the one player I would not trade. We're going to keep him as our premier young guy. But looking at their leading scorer from last night, 17 points, Mitchell Robinson. Like, that can't be your best player who's putting up the most buckets, and against the Pelicans. Like, they don't have a guy. Like, Julius Randle, we saw last year was anomaly. He's not the guy that's going to come and average 26, 27 points a game for your team.
Yeah, Facts. That's facts.
Of course,
maybe get with. My bad. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. What are you about to say?
Maybe get with who?
I was just going to say the Knicks could maybe get with like Philly. Try to Tobias Harris is available. Somebody like Spicy.
But you know that Tobias Harris is available, but you have to take Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons too. Yeah, I just had to throw
It's like a little brother. Like, man, he's like, hey, you better take your little brother. But man,
take your little brother with you. Take him with you. Take him with you. Man, I don't want to take him. I don't want to take him.
Don't do
Dante,
Philly like that.
I know that's how Dante. That's how Sean used to do you.
I did used to do him like that. He gonna say yeah, because I did used to do him like that. Man, I ain't taking him with me. Why you always gotta come? Yeah, I did used to do him like that. I ain't gonna lie.
So of course the Phoenix Suns faced off against the Dallas Mavericks. The Dallas Mavericks took the L 101, 109. Phoenix was victorious, improving to 35-9. Number one team in the league at this point. The Dallas Mavericks fell 26-20, still 6 games above 500, and still in pretty good. I think anyone that stays out the play-in tournament is in good standing. The Suns. Devin Booker was the leading scorer, 28 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, followed by Chris Paul, 20 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, 11 assists for the double-double effort. The Mavericks, of course, was led by none other than Luka Doncic, 28 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. Kristaps Porzingis just coming back off. I think he was a COVID scratch. 18 points, 11 rebounds for the double-double. Gentlemen, is this a situation where we thought this was going to happen, in which Phoenix was going to get the W, or did we think that Dallas had a chance and they just squandered it?
No,
I told you I picked Phoenix. Mm-hmm. But go ahead, Ron.
Nah, I picked Dallas. Why you pick Phoenix? The Dallas Mavericks have been really hot. Luka is finally played himself into game shape. They're looking good. Porzingis was healthy. They won 6 in a row. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, they should be able to take care of Phoenix, the best team at home, and really make a statement. And Phoenix just continued to show, no, it's us, Golden State, and then everybody else.
Yeah, Phoenix was in the finals. I truly believe that, the Phoenix was in, that was the finals against the Lakers last year. And I just feel like Phoenix was going to come in and prove to Dallas that, I see y'all on the streak, but that means nothing to us. CP3 and them felt like they was going to come in there. Devin Booker was going to come in there and show out on Dallas's court. And they did exactly that. That's why I picked Phoenix over the. I mean, that's the only game I got right, but that's why I picked. Yeah, I did get at least one right. Yeah, I did get that one right.
See, it's very obvious that you didn't go to Trey's school of picking games. But
Trey, what game did you? How many you get right yesterday?
2.
Which 2 you get right?
Correction. I did. You're right. I stand corrected.
Boy, don't make me go back and look at it. I was going to say there's no way you got
I stand corrected.
2 games right. Stop it.
Yeah. Jordan, I stand corrected.
Jordan got 2 right.
Yeah.
I think the next one shocked everybody too.
Exactly.
Yes, it definitely did.
Exactly.
The Indiana Pacers, continuing their West Coast trip and West Coast tilt, played against the Golden State Warriors last night and shockingly won 121-117, dropping the Golden State Warriors to 32-13, improving to 17-29, as that makes 2 in a row for them on the West Coast, as they beat the Lakers by 7 the other night. The Pacers were led by Chris Duarte, 27 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, getting help from Justin Holiday and Jeremy Graham, 14 points, 16 points respectively. The Golden State Warriors were led by Steph Curry, 39 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists, but obviously it wasn't enough. Andre Wiggins and Klay Thompson, as well as Kevin Looney, were the only Warriors players that equaled in double digits. Gentlemen, the Pacers, are they starting to make a push, or is it too early, being that they're getting ready to go into the break, or is Golden State one of those teams, as we talked about earlier with New York, that they're starting to run on gas and they got to kind of get the break to re-energize and come back and make a push?
For me, man, again, I think the Warriors. I've said this already a few times. I think the Warriors, once they come back from the All-Star break, I think they're gonna be hitting on all cylinders. Them losing at home against the Pacers. I mean, like you say, look, I mean, Steph had 39. He needs more help. Clay, he only played 23 minutes. So they still trying to get those minutes out of Clay and get him used to being back on the court and stuff like that. Andre with 11 points, but 38 minutes. Come on, bro. Like seriously. Then you had Iguodala, 31 minutes with 4 points. Bro, we need you. We need you to step it up, man. We need you to step it up. Looney had 28 minutes. He had 13 points. Kuminga had 15 minutes. He had 5 points. Like they need other people to step up. So 25 points by Jordan. I mean, 25 minutes by Jordan Poole. He had 5 points. Like really? Like y'all on the court all that time and y'all can't put no points up. I just think that they once they go to the break and they get some more practice under their belt and some stuff like that, and come back, I think they'll be hitting on all cylinders, and we'll see the Golden State Warriors of old.
Okay. Of course, tonight's we have action 9 games, 11 games in play of 11 game slate. The Miami Heat will be traveling to Atlanta to take on the Atlanta Hawks. The Toronto Raptors will be traveling to Washington to take on the Washington Wizards. The Brooklyn Nets will be down in your neck of the woods, Bishop, taking on the San Antonio Spurs tonight. The OKC Thunder will be facing off against the Charlotte Hornets, a hot team doing work. The Detroit Pistons will be facing off against the Utah Jazz in Utah. The Los Angeles Clippers will be traveling to Philadelphia, taking on the 76ers. Los Angeles Lakers will be in town in Orlando, taking on the Orlando Magic. The Chicago Bulls will travel to Milwaukee to take on the Milwaukee Bucks.
That's
and the Houston Rockets will be traveling to the West Coast to take on the Golden State Warriors. So, gentlemen, in this Chicago Milwaukee game,
that's the game of the night.
It probably will be the game of the night, but it will also be a game without Lonzo Ball, as he is out 6 to 8 weeks with a meniscus tear, in which he's decided to have surgery. Do you think that this is going to cause a huge blow to the playoff picture and what the Bulls were building?
1000%. LaVine is out too.
Oh, LaVine is out too?
Yeah, Bulls is about to go through some tribulation.
The knee.
Ooh, yeah, that's crucial. That's crucial.
How
long he out for?
I'm gonna enjoy every second.
How long he out?
2 months.
Ooh, LaVine's out for 2 months.
Let me look at it.
Yeah, I know he hit his knee. They was happy to see that it wasn't any damage or anything like that, but I think he does have a contusion, knee contusion.
Oh no, he'll only be out like 2-3 weeks.
Okay. Yeah, that's still gonna be the well. I don't know. That ain't
no structural damage.
Okay. Yeah, that definitely ain't gonna be the game of the night now. Did Ball and LaVine is out because whatchamacallit can't do it by itself.
It's probably gonna be Memphis and Denver.
Yeah, that's probably the game to watch now.
So, Bishop, yesterday we had a conversation briefly about the Russell Westbrook benching. Yes, and yesterday after we got dropped off the air, what ended up happening was it was said that Vogel had the full backing of the Laker brass in reference to bench Russell Westbrook. So what he stated is that they told him that do what you have to do, what you feel is necessary when it comes to Russell Westbrook. So tell me, do you think this is literally them backing him, or them saying you better make something happen because you about to be out the door?
I said that yesterday. I said Russell needs to leave LA.
No, not Russell being out the door. Frank Vogel, go the coach.
Oh. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question, man. I don't know. I still feel like Russell should be the one to go out the door before Frank Vogel, to be honest. But then again, I can see how people would want Frank Vogel to be gone because he can't figure out what it is with that team to find the right chemistry for that team to be winning. Because there's no way that team shouldn't be winning more games than they've won. There's no way when you have that much talent on that team. There's no way that y'all shouldn't be winning. I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand AD is out with the injury and whatnot, but still, you still got Westbrook. You still got LeBron. I mean, you still got key players on that team who should be able to carry the team until AD gets back. I don't know. A lot of people been coming for Vogel's head though. A lot of people been coming for Frank all season. And I said, I think we said it on another platform, on another network that, you know, come toward the All-Star break, if they ain't at a better record than how they started.
Yeah, his seat hot. His seat definitely hot.
Yeah, I said you might want to, move Frank up out that seat, but we'll see. I don't know.
As long as the Brooklyn Nets do not make it to the NBA Finals, the Los Angeles Lakers will be winning another championship this year.
Oh my God! What the devil?
Why I feel like that?
Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Ron.
We said it earlier when we was talking about Phoenix, just showing how top of the league they are.
Mm-hmm.
It's like everybody forgets. Just a couple months ago, the Lakers was dominating Phoenix, up 2-1 before AD went out. If AD stays healthy, is what you always got to say. I'm riding with the Lakers all day. I love what's happening with Russell Westbrook and coach. If I could change anything about the Lakers, it would be to humble Russ, and he would just naturally shift to the 6-man role. If he comes off the bench,
I said that yesterday. Right. But Trey said that he's making too much money to come off the bench. He's making too much money to be a 6-man.
Yeah, that it is in agreements and contracts that they understand that I'm gonna be starting. Yeah. So that's why I say he would have to humble himself and come forth and do it. But I still like the fact that he's getting humbled and watching the game in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, for 4 minutes, and they was losing.
Mind changing.
But you know what? He got benched because he blew a defensive assignment. They basically said that if you watch the tape on Levert Karras, you know that he goes right, and Russ didn't guard right and let him blow right past him. He's like he didn't know the assignment, and so that basically cost him. In which Frank Vogel felt like he needs to sit down because he's a liability at this point.
Right.
And Levert had like 24, 26
points.
He
punished him. Mm-hmm. So Golden State, right? Well, first, let me ask you this question, Bishop. You remember when we used to play against Medak in
flag football?
Yeah, flag football.
Mm-hmm.
And you remember their center? Or not their center. It was their lineman. Because you know the center, they had a center, but the lineman that used to play, the kind of looked like he was a mixed Pacific Asian Islander dude.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember something. You know, say I have to let you know something. So I remember at one point where we was all having a discussion. You in the conversation, I was sitting there. I heard the conversation, and you sit up and said that he has the nicest hands that you have seen. When you said this about him, I thought, how blasphemous is this when I'm sitting here, and how dare he says this? So for 10 years, 20 years, actually 10 years, for 10 years, 10 years, I have been carrying that disdain in my heart for that comment. And I was like, how dare he? Like, I'm sitting here and Rod, I don't sit up and like my hands was nice, like for real. So I was like, how dare he? And then he even went as far, Ron. He went as far as to say, man, they're so soft. I was like, who gives a damn about how soft? Like, are you serious, bro?
I think he lying about that part, Ron. I don't believe that. I ain't finna tell no man he got some soft hands, man.
He said the man had soft hands because he could catch. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna hold you. Like he was nice, but I don't think he was nicer than me. But you know, saying he was nice. He might have been.
Well, of course, ain't nobody gonna say
if someone's nicer than me, I'm gonna say he was nicer than me. But he definitely wasn't it. Like I didn't think it was too many people that was holding me off the line. You know, what I'm saying, and could catch whatever case like that. Like I was what's his name? Kellen Winslow before he was at. Like, if you sit up and call when you went to spread, or come on, bro. It's like that, you know what I'm saying? That got us a couple touchdowns when we mollywhopped that the second team from the fourth ID when we was a fourth seed from Conscom, and we ran amok through the top seeds from fourth ID. Like, that was, so I didn't think anyone was holding me at, you know what I'm saying, whatsoever. That wasn't gonna happen when I moved out. But I bring that up to say this. Draymond Green has stated that he was going to, that he is he doesn't think John Morant, they should remove him from the talks about him being most improved player into the talks about being MVP. Draymond Green, the same Draymond Green whose current teammate is none other than Steph Curry, who is also in MVP talks. Gentlemen, what do you think about this when your own teammate has so much affinity for the op at the end of the day, as I felt, you know what I'm saying? So let me hear how y'all felt so y'all can maybe understand. So maybe I can understand Bishop's comment a little bit better, because yeah, I've been living with that for years.
Oh my God. So first off, real is real. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to it, man, if the best player, like, that's like saying the best player in the league is who?
LeBron James.
In your opinion, right? In your opinion. And that's what, you know, but do you think AD is saying LeBron is the best player in the league? Or is he saying it's himself?
He's saying LeBron.
No, he's probably saying himself. And then
he might peak himself, but he's saying LeBron.
But then again, I personally don't think LeBron is the best player in the league right now. I think it's KD.
I figured that.
I think it's KD. And a lot of people, and when you look at it, you know, I'm sure there's other people. There's people probably on. I would love to hear what Westbrook would have to say who the best player in the league was. I would love to hear what Russell would say who the best player in the league was. Because I would honestly feel like he would probably say KD.
There's no debate who the best player is.
Who's the best player?
It's Kevin Durant.
Okay. Yeah.
He's a 7'1" point guard. Like, we saw him take on the champions, the Milwaukee Bucks, and he lost to them by a toenail, and it was just Kevin Durant out there
by himself. Yeah. With no help. No help.
Yeah. That's why I said, as long as the Brooklyn Nets don't make it to the finals, the Lakers, they games don't matter till after the All-Star game. Very true.
I agree. I totally agree with you, Anthony. I said that too. I said the exact same thing. But when to answer your question though, Trey, I do feel like when it's all real is real, like I stated. I'm definitely not gonna take nothing away from you in regards to you having good hands and playing.
Although they are small.
Yeah, I do know he did have some good hands. He was a key receiver for our squad. I ain't gonna lie. However, like when it's all said and done, when you look at things like that, a lot of people will say, like, who's the best tight end? Is it Kelsey or is it Kittle? Some people gonna say, there's gonna be players from KC that may say Kittle. But there's gonna be players from San Francisco that's gonna say Kelsey. It just is what it is. It's gonna be, you got to keep it 100 when it's all said and done. Not taking no credit away from each individual. But you just, when it's all said and done, you just got to look at the whole aspect of the game and just say, okay, this dude right here, yeah, both of them are good. Both of them are real good. But if you had to make a decision on if you had both of them on your team, who would you throw the ball to first? You'd kind of be like, I gotta go with this guy compared to this guy. You know what I'm saying? So that's my take on it.
Ron, is it disrespect or is it that he, you know what I'm saying? Or is it is it warranted?
1000% disrespect.
Really, Ron? Really, Ron?
Oh, yeah. You out of line, Sergeant. Especially when it comes to sports. Sports is kind of like warfare. We in the trenches. Those is our enemies. We not playing no games. We ain't giving them no compliments. We want to destroy them boys.
That's like the way Bo talk about, man, if I had Mahomes, you had Alex Smith. Like, not Alex Smith, you had Cassell.
Right. You supposed to be exposing and talking about their weaknesses. Not
disrespect.
So all those players in the NBA who gave Michael Jordan the GOAT status, they wrong because they didn't give the GOAT status to somebody else.
The dudes that played with Michael Jordan do not give him the GOAT status. That's the people that watched him, the generation to come after. But like Isaiah Thomas, Larry Bird, Magic, the guys that came before Mike, definitely give him nothing but shade. And a lot of the people that played with him, outside of like Charles Barkley. Now that's Charles Barkley's big daddy, Michael Jordan. But you won't ever hear what's our guy, the postman, Karl Malone.
He won't say Karl Malone they got Karl Malone talks that ish.
Yeah, he do. That's why he ain't no analyst. You don't never hear Karl Malone on nothing because that's why he gonna definitely talk.
Now, Scottie Pippen, he's been a little wild lately, but he don't even give Mike his flowers. He be like, nah, man, I need more credit.
Yeah. He feel like he the player to get, yeah. He do. He feel like he's the Chicago Bulls.
So, Ron, before we get ready to get up out of here, I asked Jordan and Bishop a question yesterday.
Oh, Lord.
Top 75. I'm gonna give you a couple of names, and you're just gonna make a decision on who you believe at this position, right? Okay. Five positions. First position, point guard, Magic Johnson or Steph Curry.
Ooh, can I say point guard for last?
Okay. That's what's up. Okay, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. So you probably gonna want to save shooting guard for last too.
No, just point guard because that's the leader.
Okay, shooting guard. Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant?
Ooh, give me Mike.
Mike? Okay.
And I said Mike over Kobe because Kobe messed stuff up with Shaq.
Okay, I see he's going with the leadership angle. That's what it looks like, leadership angle.
But with that being said, I want to hear something. But go ahead, keep going.
Okay, 3 and D. Scottie Pippen or Kawhi Leonard?
Give me Kawhi.
Ooh.
He ain't gonna do nothing but shove and play basketball.
Ooh. Okay. Defensive anchor, David Robinson or Kevin Garnett?
I'm going with the Admiral. This is the the military connections right here.
Right, gotta go with the Admiral, baby.
Okay. Big man, Shaq or Wilt?
Oh, give me Shaq, and that means I gotta take Steph.
There we go. There we go. There we go.
Okay, it's magic, height, or leadership.
There we go. The only thing you had different than me, Ron, was you picked who'd you?
He picked Kawhi. You picked Scottie.
Yeah, I picked Scottie. Only because I got Mike on the team too, so I know the chemistry with them too. But everybody else is exactly the same. Everybody else is exactly the same. See?
We're usually on the same page, Bishop.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah. Y'all gonna be on the same page when it come down to this come Monday morning.
Whatever. Nope. Whatever, dog. Whatever.
I feel like I'm going 4-0, so I'm gonna be ready.
Ooh, not 4-0.
So it was interesting. I'm pretty sure all of us feel like we're gonna go 4-0.
I don't know how you gonna go 4-0 if I'm going 4-0. That's just not possible. We all can go.
Well, I know I can go 4-0.
We know you not going. You going 0-4. That's what's gonna happen to you. You going 0-4. That's what's gonna happen to you. Like Ron said, you either gonna be in last or you gonna be in first. Ron is definitely gonna be in second if one of us two go in last for sure.
Yeah, because that's for real. Yeah. Because yeah,
I told y'all, I felt some type of way. If I wasn't in last, I might have took Buffalo over Kansas City.
You know what? I will live with sacrificing the Rams one. I can live with sacrificing that. I need the other three. The other three I gotta get. You know,
Yeah,
if I don't
you
get the
need
other
the
three,
other three.
if you don't get the other three, it's gonna be a problem. If I don't get the other three, it's gonna make it pretty. For the last 3 games, it's gonna make it pretty tight.
Saturday, so Saturday is gonna be crucial because Saturday, them 2 games on Saturday gonna determine something for you for real, for me and you actually. Because Saturday, them Saturday games are gonna be crucial. Yeah,
I need those games because if not, it's gonna tighten things up. It's gonna be tight around here for the last 3 games of the year. In which, and I'll say, depending, because technically the last 3 games of the year might be a complete mind meld, and then it's like, so this is going to be the week that really determines everything, really, probably.
Right, facts, complete.
So, woo. Of course, you know what I'm saying, greatly appreciate everyone listening. Before we get up out of here, of course, I want to go over what we did as we did the first formation, last fan standing. Standings currently, we have 8 people that are still in the running for what we will have for them. The Tennessee Titans are still in the game. That's Vanessa McKinstry's squad. Kansas City Chiefs are still playing. Dante Davis, that's your squad. Cincinnati Bengals are still in the running. Key Williams, that's you. The Buffalo Bills are represented by Bobby Meadows. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Bobby. Green Bay Packers, Larry Dishman. Sorry for you. Tampa Bay Buccaneers represented by Jacqueline Cole. The Los Angeles Rams represented by Kevin Smith. And lastly, the San Francisco 49ers are being held down by Jerome Haywood. So of course, you know what I'm saying, what was it, Dante? Okay, I'm sorry, Dante, man. I'm sorry that you're going to be eliminated this week, bro.
No, sorry. He good. My little brother good. Who'd you say had the Bengals? Who had the Bengals?
Key has the Bengals.
Key. Okay. Key, you gonna stay in. Dante, you good. Whoever got the Packers, they good. And the Tampa Bay, yeah, they all good. They good. They gonna be.
That's unfortunate for you. It's unfortunate for you. So, gentlemen, that has been another day. That's our time. Of course, you know what I'm saying, just as anything else, any words of encouragement or parting words that you guys have?
Man, again, we have closed out. Appreciate you, Zach. Appreciate you, MA. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. We have closed out another week of the first formation, man. We thank all of y'all once again for those that are tuning in. We appreciate y'all. Y'all know it's Monday through Friday from 0900 to 1100 hours Central Standard Time. For you civilians, that's 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock a.m. So just so you know. But yeah, man, I also, as I've been doing for the last 3 days, I have to put something up here so that y'all can see, because I do rep one of the greatest military fraternity, excuse me, in the world, Psi Rho Phi Military Fraternity Incorporated. As you know, for whatever reason, I don't know if y'all can still hear me. Oh, it sounds like y'all can. We do have a fundraiser that's about to come up, that's about to take place. So be sure to check out this fundraiser. It's a fish and wings fry fundraiser. If you're in the Houston area between the 31st of March through the 3rd of April, this fish fry is going on, as you see, on the 1st of April from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. We do take donations. If you're unable to actually get a plate because you're not in the area, you can still send your donation in to us. You can order at Psi Rho Phi Military Fraternity.org or millfraternity.org/events. Any donation that you send in will definitely be appreciated. We thank you so much for that. And definitely, if you're able to come out and support us on our Founders Day weekend, as I showed you that yesterday, our Founders Day flyer, please do so. With that being said, that's all I got, Trey. Y'all have a great weekend, man. We're going to love it.
Of course, as you were saying, I equally have something to share. Of course, being a member of Psi Rho Phi Military Fraternity incorporated that, if you're not doing anything on Saturday, please feel free to join us on our interest meeting, as it is National Line Theta interest meeting. If you're in the military, have been in the military serving, it'd be a great thing to be a part of that MGLOW community. Ron, this situation
Say that again, Ron.
Ron. It doesn't take anything to just to come in and listen and hear. You might not initially, Jordan, you might not initially feel that you would want to be a part of it until you start hearing people tell the stories and people talking, and you get a potential where you start listening and hear some things. And so we're not saying that you have to sign up then. For the most part, at least come and listen. You might end up getting it might pique an interest where you might not be a part of this National Line Theta. You might be Iota or Kappa or one of those later on down the line. So or even or it might pique your interest to potentially go with another organization. But all quality is better than quantity, and that's what we're looking for: some quality gentlemen to be a brick in our road as we look to do better for our veterans and surrounding community. So please, feel free, check us out Saturday at 6 p.m. Of course, 1800 for those military ones. If you have any questions, feel free to hit up, check us out, or hit membership at cyro5milfraternity.org, ask any questions, or like I said, it's free. Be on the call, and ask your questions. So there's another, like you said, great. You see Zach.
Ron,
we ain't got
Gordon.
no one on the West Coast. Ron, be the first. So
I'm definitely interested.
Yeah,
you out? Where are you, Ron? You in Cali?
He in Alaska.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Got you.
Yeah. So that's it. Yeah.
That's out here at JBR. It's
okay.
It's I won't even keep it light. It's a winter hell. It's rough out here. I ain't seen the actual earth in months.
Yeah, I heard that too. When you got to go out there to do cold weather training, you know it's something, bro.
I'm glad I ain't had to do that. I ain't going, bro.
Yeah.
So we're gonna say it's been another great show. Of course, catch us here Monday when we go back over this. My victory.
Don't listen to him. My victory.
Talk about the games, anything that happened over the weekend. Talk about Ngannou getting this victory, UFC, all that type of stuff. So be sure to tune in so we can talk about it and be at Formation.
I think we 10 days from the Winter Olympics starting up too. I think 10.
Yes, February 3rd started the Winter Olympics. We get to talk about that. Jamaica 14s bobsledding, see how they do. Wouldn't be me, but of course, we all look for it. We look for it. So be sure to check us back here. From myself, Ron, Bishop, we greatly appreciate y'all coming out and look forward to seeing you Monday. So at this point, show attention, fall out,
roll, fight. Have a great weekend. Peace. Y'all be safe.